Her name is Dragon Potter.
I hate everything. I hate everything so much. Basically, like a little ways off your chin is basically where you want it.
That's what she said.
No, it's not. No, it's not. No. Well, good.
No.
I'm glad. I'm happy for you. I mean, I never did either. I never believed in lube. Never had that problem. It's like trying to pin it on him. He's like, no, 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 no. He's like swatting it away. He's like,
yeah, because right now if you reach with the left, you're going to hit your boom.
Bam. 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 I hit the new boom arm. My new slim boom arm. It's low profile, but is it?
Oh, no. Maybe yelling.
Nope.
Lots of yelling.
Nope.
Yes, yelling.
No calls to action at all. And then his brother fucking comes in and threatens his fucking life in this one to his face. And you can see, he's like, I don't remember. He's like, oh, he definitely fucking remembers.
Oh, that's a good answer. Good answer.
Yeah, good answer. Good answer. Like the fucking Family Feud. Good answer. Good answer.
I see her rolling up, Uber black Cadillac, high heel boots, and a sexy body full of tats.
Basically, like a little ways off your chin is basically where you want it.
That's what she said.
No, it's not. No, it's not. All right. So, I would like to say to you today, it's Happy Moon Day.
What's Happy Moon Day?
Back in 1969, we landed on the fucking moon on this day.
Oh, Happy Moon Day.
And it happens to be Monday.
Happy Moon Day to you.
Happy Moon Day. So, that I don't know. I saw that today. I was like, I knew it was in July. I just didn't know when it was because, of course, it took them a while to get there once they launched. So first time. Today is the day, the anniversary of first man walking on the moon.
Yep.
So yay for that. I mean, if you believe such a
crazy
thing,
people,
if you believe such a thing,
right?
Yeah. I mean, I don't know how they got past the firmament to get to this so-called moon.
It's made of cheese anyway. We all know that.
Yeah, very expensive cheese. I mean, the question is, could we make a new moon out of cheese with all the cheese that is in the underground U.S. bunkers?
I want to go to those bunkers.
Do you not know about the cheese bunkers?
I don't know about cheese bunkers.
Oh, you need to watch a Fat Electrician video.
That's a lot of cheese.
That you have no idea. You have no idea. Back during, I think it was World War II, they were making sure that they kept milk flowing, so they were supplementing or subsidizing the dairy industry to make sure that we kept getting more milk. But then after the war effort was over, they didn't exactly stop. So they didn't need as much milk as was being produced. And then they had a surplus of milk. And they're like, well, fuck, what do we do with all this milk? We can't just stop milk production. These guys are going to get pissed if we just cut off their money. So they just said, well, we can store milk for a really, really long time if we turn it into cheese.
Right.
So that's when they started turning it into cheese. And then it got ridiculous to the point that somebody went, hey, why the fuck do we have several million cubic inches of fucking cheese? And they're like, well, we had to do something with the milk. I mean, I know you're new here, but still. And then they said, well, we can't just keep storing this cheese infinitely. So that's the story of how government cheese came about.
I want to go to the bunker with a bag of tortilla chips.
No, bunkers.
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 I want to sample their nacho varietals.
No,
I think
they don't have
that'd be a good
varietals.
bet.
They just have a type of cheese.
A type of cheese.
It's government cheese, and it still exists.
Okay, then we'll have the best grilled cheese.
And it's in ridiculous secured underground bunkers. Look it up.
So
it's a thing.
Yellow gold.
I mean, ask anybody who's ever been on government cheese for a long time whether it's yellow gold or not. Yeah. So either way, one other thing before we get the show totally started today, I had an interesting experience this morning. So I wasn't intending to go anywhere this morning initially, but then I did have to order my new mouse. Hi, new mouse here. And so I had to go pick that up with a little bit of grocery shopping. Though what I had not anticipated was the reaction I was going to have due to the icy hot I put on my really, really sore back this morning.
You did send me a very short cryptic text this morning.
Well, that was just saying I had to go out to the store.
No, the other one that said you're beat.
Oh, I am beat. Yes, yeah. Very. But, so I don't know if you know this about icy hot. It doesn't just stop because it's been hours since you put it on.
Oh, yeah.
It can be reactivated very easily.
Like with sweat.
or heat.
Yeah.
I don't know if you know this, but when icy hot comes into contact with hot leather in your car, it reactivates greatly.
Ha!
So I got a nice secondary burn going on from my original icy hot application when I went to the store.
At least you didn't mishandle things and get a secondary contact.
That's why I'm glad I got the rollerball type, so
Yeah.
I don't have to get it on my hands and I don't have to end up masturbating with icy hot by accident.
I never said going that far, but
Unless you're just like that.
oh,
I mean, some people. I mean, what was it? KY had that cool and warm lube,
yeah, I guess they did.
but it never got hot and it never got cold. It got
Yeah, it never caused you to dance around and shove frozen peas down your
yeah,
britches.
but also it was like a 2-part thing, if I recall correctly. The woman put on one, the man put on the other, and then the combination thereof had the reaction. I think it was like a binary explosive for jizz.
Okay, we never messed with that.
No, well, good.
No.
I'm glad. I'm happy for you. I mean, I never did either. I never believed in lube. Never had that problem. So either way, that's how we're going to start this episode. What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the Now You Made It Awkward podcast, episode 102. We are back here again, back on our normal schedule, back here on the Mondays, and I am Shoky, and with me, as usual, as you've already seen, is Heffy.
Hey guys,
And of course, well, fuck. I mean, we got a lot to talk about after last week's episode 101. How'd you like that title I came up with? Did you see the title for episode 101?
something about 45 to 50.
Not 50, 50.
50.
From 45 to 50. Because we talked about how Trump got shot, and then there was the meme of 50 Cent.
There you
So
go.
from 45 to 50, which apparently has an okay amount of views, I think, comparatively. We've gained a whole bunch of new subscribers in the last week.
We did. Thank y'all very much.
Welcome to everybody who's new, and then whoever left, please come back. We'll miss you. Well, I say we got a lot of views. We got more than normal.
We have more than normal.
I think the
It doesn't
initial.
take much to get us excited.
Well, let's see here. Episode 100 has 66 views and only 2 comments. The promo, making the promo video for that got a lot of views out there. So I'm sure we got some subscribers from Mike's channel, because I was watching Mike, the Comic Relief Crusader. I was in the chat on his channel right before episode 100 dropped.
All right.
So we got a few subscribers from there. But yeah, we've gained a few more views across the board there. A couple episodes. It's okay. We need people to go back and watch the old ones. That'll be the fun part. But then again, sometimes it's YouTube's algorithm. They're like, we don't like that title, and they get rid of it. And no new comments or anything else like that. But guys, make sure you do subscribe to the channel here and over on the Rumble, because we do have a Rumble channel as well. That could definitely use some love. I checked out episode 100 like 2 days after it launched on Rumble. Still had 0 views.
Oh, really?
That seems odd. But so something must have been going on there. But also, what was the other thing? I forgot my own list. See, I was supposed to print that shit out. I forgot. So
Well, we got this thing. It's called it's a Patreon.
oh, the
It's new.
Patreon.
You may have heard of it.
I should know. It's my Patreon. So, guys, if you want to sign up for the Shoky Reviews Patreon, which does support all 3 of my channels, of course, including this one, but the benefits for signing up for this level is you get the uncut full video version of the podcast. Whenever I put it out here on the YouTubes or on Rumble, it's only about the first 20 to 25 minutes goes out on normal video. The rest of it is audio only. If you want to see the uncut stuff where I may have to remove spicy content, or just us sitting and bullshitting, or sometimes we have conversations that just don't
We'd
necessarily.
rather not put out there.
Well,
Yeah.
well, not that we'd rather not. Sometimes it's just for time. Be like,
Right.
well, this 10-minute conversation about nothing is like, it's like, well, they probably don't need to get that up there. Or if you want to hear Ricky say some racist things about Mike, technically speaking, you can see that on the podcast as well. So either way, and then the other thing is,
You can also contact us via email at NowYouMadeItAwkwardMail@gmail.com.
yes,
Send us
indeed.
your thoughts, questions, comments, concerns. We'd like to hear from you.
By all means, write in.
I might not interact, but Shoky, he will.
Yeah, it's my email.
He may be mean, but he'll interact
I'm not mean.
all the time.
Never. By the way, return of the Fat Cam.
Hey, Fat Cam.
Hi, Fat
What's
Cam.
up, buddy?
And I'm using the better camera this time, so hopefully it's not quite as wonky, but now I can't see it. I can see it on my own screen here, but either way.
Right. And if you don't like any of those other methods of keeping up with us, you can also check out our Facebook page at Now You Made It Awkward.
Podcast.
Podcast.
You forgot the podcast. It's on the screen. It'll pop on the screen.
It'll pop.
It's in the link down below.
You can go down and leave us a message, or next to it's the microphone icon. You can also leave us a voice message if you have questions, comments, you just want to yell at us, whatever.
So I will say, I put up there is actually a video clip of doing it on the thing now, but I discovered that it is difficult to find the right thing.
It is. You have to go the 3-dot drop down menu.
Yeah.
You have to hit that drop down and then select message.
Yeah. So that's because it prioritized writing an email. So you have to, if you click write an email, obviously you're going to go to the email. So through the Facebook, you could go to the email if you want to. But yeah, there is a drop down menu like you would normally use Messenger in any way, shape, or form. You can go do that. I need to work on making an IG just for the channel so people can reach us that way as well.
There you go.
Because I just put them all under my IG, and I'm like, nobody really gives a shit, you know? It's like, so maybe I'll just separate that, you know? I mean, Dante's got like nine fucking IGs. I'll just have him help me set up multiples. So either way.
I do have my Instagram.
Oh, you do?
I have a batch of meat I'm about to prep here in a week or two, so I'll probably be doing some video and some pictures, comment, and stuff on that.
Excellent.
It'll be at, what is it, Cry Havoc Kitchens.
Sorry, I wasn't on your thing, but I have the link. Well, I had the link.
You will have it.
Yeah. I follow you, at least. There's nothing there, but I follow you. So either way, back to the messaging thingy. Of course, Sean, as usual, has sent in a message. Even though he's not technically here, he's actually still almost an active co-host. So that's kind of good. I will say this new mouse thingy, since it doesn't have like a bulge around the thumb, is making me keep my thumb straighter, which was part of my problem in the first place. So yes, guys, I've been complaining about my hand. I know to get sidetracked here real quick. Complaining about my hand. I did get x-rays done. There's nothing broken. There's no major arthritis. More than likely, it's carpal tunnel combined with the fact that I've got 3 little bones right there starting to overlap and pinching nerves. So we're going to be working on therapy on that for the next 3 weeks.
Nice.
Fun times.
Good old physical tyranny.
Yes, physical tyranny. That's mean. Either way. So hopefully this new ergonomic mouse and mouse pad with the wrist rest. It's a wrist rest. Is it not?
Yep.
Yeah. So wrist rest. All right. Either way, Sean's message. Let's see what he's got here. I have no idea how loud this will be. I turned it down, but I have no idea.
Question for the pod. What's your favorite Disney song?
Oh, okay. Didn't know we were going there today. So he did poll his adopted daughters, more or less, or stepkids, I guess if you want to put it that way, since he's almost a faux father, as it were, at this point. So he said he was asking them for a question, and they're girls, so you know they only ever think of things like that. So it is what it is. Also, happy birthday to Abby and Allie.
Abby and Allie,
I believe, is their names. I think it's Allison and Abby. Twins. Twin little blind midgets. Either way. So, favorite Disney song? Do you got anything off the top of your head, or are you Googling?
I am trying to remember if this is a Disney film. From our childhood, do you remember a film called Fern Gully?
Fern Gully is not Disney.
Okay, damn.
It's Don Bluth.
Well, then that's the only one I liked as a kid.
That's not Disney.
I know, but it's not Disney.
Nothing from Lion King?
No.
Never been
Nothing I really enjoyed.
Aladdin?
Nope.
Really?
Yep.
You're fucking weird.
I know. And the one I liked from Fern Gully was the one that Tim Curry sang.
Yeah, of course. I know exactly which one you were thinking
fantastic
of. It's the only
song.
song worth a damn in that movie.
Robin Williams did a good job as the bat doing the...
Batty?
Yeah.
No.
That was fun.
No. Shit. So, I mean, should we just open it up? Well, are there any other movies you can think of?
Who did that one about the little Hispanic kid going to the underworld? That wasn't Disney either.
You're not a kid, but that's Disney Pixar.
Yeah.
So, yes. That's... Now, what's the name of the fucking...
Coco?
Coco, correct.
Yeah, that's it.
You got it, yep. No, Coco is
apparently
great.
I don't do Disney. Apparently.
Or you just didn't have a childhood.
True.
So, if I'm going to go... Shit, Disney... Just Disney... Speaking of Robin Williams' song, Never Had a Friend Like Me, from Aladdin, as a genie, that's a good one.
Right, who did Moana?
It's still Disney. Is Moana Pixar? I don't know if Moana's Pixar. I think Moana is just
Disney?
Just Disney.
Okay, then the shiny song the crab sang. That was funny.
Yeah. Once again, you weren't a kid.
Apparently not.
Wait, he didn't say for a kid. He just said, "What's your favorite Disney song?"
Favorite Disney song?
Okay, never mind then. Never mind. I'm being rude. I'm being
You
rude to
are. You're
Jeffrey.
being a twat waffle.
No, I'm surprised that Shiny is. I was confused. Is it Shiny or Shining?
Either way, big
Because-
fat crab saying thing.
Yeah, I know.
He got
but
down.
I never understood. And that guy's from Flight of the Conchords, I believe. Jermaine Clemens is the
Okay.
crab. I don't know if you know Flight of the Conchords at all, but I'm pretty sure.
Nah, I don't throw grapes.
By the way, I'm drinking some of my high-end, expensive-ass tequila here.
Oh, very good. The big white and blue bottle.
No, that one's empty. This is the black and gold one.
Okay, the white and blue bottle was really good.
This is the Clase Azul Gold. The one I don't. But since I ran out of normal Clase Azul, I said, fuck it. I want to drink a lot of tequila today. Okay, I still got to come up with one other than that. So this should have been a top 5. One time a top 5.
I would have
been
had
good.
like 7 that weren't Disney.
Well, we're just branching out. I will say, not Aladdin. I'm trying to remember if there was a song. There were definitely songs in All Dogs Go to Heaven. A couple of those
but
were
you don't
good.
remember a single one of them.
I don't remember the names of them, but I know the one where Charlie has to like sing his way out of getting eaten by the alligator is pretty fun. I mean, I'm not big on musicals, but Moana, obviously, a lot of good songs in there. But I prefer her main song that I can't remember the title of right now. I'll put it on the screen.
I know what you're talking about, where she's
Yeah.
on the friggin' boat things
Yes,
and singing.
yes. And even the later edition that they do later in the movie after she talks to Ghost Grandma.
Yeah.
Or Grandma Ray. Gramanta. How you want to go
No,
there?
known as Gigi. Ghost Grandma.
Ghost Grandma. So Moana is great for that. There's a couple good songs. Friends on the Other Side from Princess and the Frog is really good, but I mostly like covers of that song.
See, the wife's been trying to get me to watch that, and I just
Apparently, it's not. It's the last Disney animated movie.
really.
Yeah, it's the last one they animated proper. You know, they went CG after that. So
They had such a great golden age, or animation in general had a fantastic golden age for like 4.5 years.
well, the Disney Renaissance started in like '93 or '94.
But like Treasure Planet and Atlantis, stuff like that, that animation was fantastic. It wasn't Disney,
Yeah, no, Atlantis was. Treasure Planet wasn't.
but just that animation was stellar.
What about Titan AE?
Yeah.
Same era. Actually, no. Treasure Planet, I think, is Disney, but it was like a really like obscure end of Disney who made that one. I never saw that. Apparently, they're trying to do a live action. Don't.
Well, it's like
Just come up with something fucking new.
Well, it's like them. They did that live action One Piece, and I heard it just doesn't play.
I don't know. A lot of people liked it. Problem is, well, the problem, anime adaptations are far harder than just normal cartoons. Like, just converting Disney to live action is
Because
difficult.
I haven't watched it, but from the previews I've seen, it looks like they tried really, really hard to make live action look like a,
Yes, that's the best. And because One Piece already has a very ridiculous animation because of the crazy superpowers people have due to the devil fruits, it's really difficult to make that look cool without going over the top and
being cartoony camp.
but that is the point. It is super campy, super cartoony. People who love One Piece that I know really loved the live action adaptation, but it adapted something like 105 episodes into like 8.
Yeah, that's
So it means they skip a lot of shit, but they do some cool stuff. I don't think it was ever needed at all, but that's me. Personally, I think if you're gonna, the funny part is they keep trying to adapt anime that is all really strange and has
'cause
crazy.
no one has any original thoughts, original ideas anymore.
well, no, no.
it's so easy for them just to recycle old stuff.
Well, yes, but you cut off my point. I wasn't to my point.
Well, get to it.
I was trying to, and you cut me off. So the thing is with anime is they keep adapting the ones that have like crazy flashy battles and all this other shit. They never adapt the stuff that is just normal people stuff but extraordinary situations. Like say they did Sword Art Online. It's normal people but they get trapped in a VR game. So the creator of the game sets up a scenario where like 200 or like more than that. It's like 2,000 people get trapped in the game. And if you die in the game, you die in real life. If someone unplugs you, you die. And they get stuck in there, I think, for something like 2.5 years, ultimately. But the point is, somebody has to make their way all the way through the levels of the game. And it gets progressively harder, like you do. And it's an RPG. So you are leveling up, you're gaining weapons, all this other stuff. But
so it's a MMORPG.
It's an MMORPG VR game.
Yep.
But it's what they call is it deep dive?
They
Full
even
dive?
branched that genre out into books. They're
Of course.
Literary MMORPGs.
Yeah. And this falls under the category of an isekai, where normal people get thrust into a virtual world or an alternate world, you know.
Reboot. Gotcha.
Yeah. Yes, but you never saw the people in Reboot. Those are people, they just existed in the If you ever saw the player from Reboot come into the game, that would have been an isekai. So, and technically they weren't in the games, they were in the system, but that's Reboot. Either way, but the point is, you could adapt that because for the most part, it's just swords and shields, or swords and sorcery as a video game.
Yeah.
And then the only real video game stuff that you get is like some of the crazy battles, which they could manage in a normal anime format. And then everything else is just normal people dressed like it's the Renaissance Festival. So, I mean, they could adapt that and it wouldn't be too insane. But no, they want to adapt One Piece where you get a big stretchy guy who can stretch out several hundred feet.
Yeah.
You got guys who are half sharks. You got a guy with a giant sword that makes no fucking sense.
I think they're doing it for that reason.
But why? It's so, I mean, both Attack on Titan.
Well, they spend so much time worrying about the fact that they can. They never think about if they should or not.
Yes, it's a Jurassic Park problem.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like you were so concerned on whether or not you could, you never stopped to think if you should.
Yes.
That's the quote. Yeah. And you stood on the shoulders of giants.
I wasn't trying to quote them. I was just...
But quote it. That as well. If you're going to say the thing, say the thing.
I said a synonymous thing.
I don't know if that's a word. Synonymous.
I love synonym.
So, actually, the funny part is, since we are talking about movies and stuff like that, I did have a question that I posed on my Facebook way back in the day. So I figured this is the best venue to possibly have this. And this will go out to everyone, not just Hefe sitting in front of me, because he's going to have to take some time to think, much like myself, because I didn't answer the question when I did it. So, what movies that you love deserve a sequel but never got one? And what movies got sequels that definitely didn't need them?
Oh. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a good question.
Yeah. So That's
almost one we could come back to next week after some actual thought.
Well, at least in the moment. There we go. We'll do that. I mean, I've got an example just off the top of my head.
Yeah.
But I'll let you and everyone else come back next week. I'm engaging you people right here. I see you.
Let's talk about that next week. Give some actual thought.
Yep. So,
because there are so many variables that go into that, and so many movies that have sequels that there's a whole series of them I love.
Exactly.
But everyone else seems to hate.
Yeah, exactly. So this is obviously going to be super opinion based, but I will say, and you can go whichever way you want with this. In my mind,
let's do one quick, easy off the top of our head.
Okay. Well, so one of each, one that needed sequels and one that doesn't need sequels. Do you got something?
Well, one that didn't need sequels, but I'm so glad that did because I enjoyed them, was all 7 Tremors movies.
Okay, I agree with that.
And the series.
Okay. Yeah, I will count that too. I'll count the sequel series.
Were completely unnecessary, but because I enjoy that type of bad movie and that type of genre just entertains the hell out of me, I was glad to watch them all.
Yeah.
If I'm sick as a dog, that's going on. I've got all of them, and I'll sit there and watch them all.
Yeah, that's a really good point.
That's one that did
not need sequels,
but I'm glad it's there.
Okay,
that's a weird.
It's a dichotomy.
It's rare.
It's a dichotomy. I will say, The Matrix did not need sequels.
Yes.
The Matrix was perfect.
Okay, it didn't need the 4th one.
I don't think it needed the other 2 or the Animatrix. Well, I will say this: the Animatrix being mostly a prequel or side story based thing. Obviously, almost none of it.
Did that fill in any gaps?
It filled in gaps for sure, because that's how you got the story as a setup for the second movie with the what was it called? Not the Rise of the Osiris. It was something of last journey of the Osiris or something like that. That's how they got the information about the attack. You saw it in that one. It was a fully CG episode, but also getting the full history on the Matrix and how it came about was pretty cool. In the Second Renaissance Part 1 and Part 2, fantastic episodes. So that I would say would be the only exception, because they weren't necessarily sequels, but just filling in backstory. I think that was good, but I think the actual movie sequels to the Matrix were not needed at all. So I guess that would mean that stuff from the Animatrix that takes place post movie 1 would be eliminated. Anything that's pre-movie 1 or alongside movie 1, because there could be that, I think would be fine. As for a movie that needs sequels,
That's harder.
That's a harder thing to think of, for sure.
What one single movie did you like so much and felt could have stood a continuation?
Serenity.
I knew you'd go there. I knew you'd go there. Why? They wrapped it up so nicely.
That was not a wrap-up.
Okay, it was a Band-Aid.
It was a Band-Aid for sure.
It didn't need another movie. They needed 9 more seasons of
I don't know about
Firefly.
Wow, even though we're not that hot, we are that hot. Yeah, it's fine. I'll leave the audio alone. Fix it in the edit. Okay, either way. That was a cheat, though.
One that could have used a sequel is do you remember the Australian sci-fi show called Farscape?
Yeah.
They did a movie called The Peacekeeper Wars.
Okay.
I definitely would have enjoyed seeing a continuation of that storyline.
That's an interesting conundrum, because much like with Serenity, it's a sequel movie to a series that could use more.
Well, always I still watch it. It was a good series.
Sorry, I thought I almost hit the stop recording button.
I was like, what?
Yeah, I thought I hit the non-record button.
We broke Shoki.
Hold on, I'm definitely got us too loud. We are like beyond peaking. I think that's where we need to be. I turned up the output to the computer, so it was like peaking way up when we were laughing. So I can't think of something that needs. Let me get a proper answer. Something that needs a sequel. Okay. This is me. This is very personal for me, and I know people claim there's a sequel, but it isn't. It's made by the same guy, but it's not even in the same universe, and that's Robot Jocks. Because Robot Jocks never got a sequel.
Okay.
Yeah. Have you seen Robot? Oh my God. You have to watch Robot Jocks. It's so in your wheelhouse.
I don't want to watch a show about robots jocks.
It's the future, and instead of having all out wars, we now have mutual combat between giant robots.
So a bigger version of Real Steel.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, but not in people's not in people's backyards, in literal like battlefields, because it's like giant robot mechs.
Ah.
So it inspired a lot of
Pacific Rim against other.
Pacific Rim got its idea a lot from that. So if you were
Mech Warrior,
kind of, but it's just 1-on-1, but it's not full battlefields. After World War III,
it's robotic gladiatorial conquest.
yes,
Okay.
yes, and it's fantastically bad.
Okay, in a fun way.
Yes, it is an ultimate B movie. That's Jocks, JOX. Where did I watch it? Tubi. If you don't have Tubi, you need Tubi. Tubi's right up your alley, because it's free and it's all the old shit we used to watch.
It's on Tubi.
Yep, that's where I watched it when I did a review with Dante. Shout out to Dante.
Hey, Dante.
Yeah, we did a review of it. He had never seen it before.
Yeah, I don't have Tubi.
Yeah, Tubi, it's free.
I are Tubi.
To be fair.
To be fair.
To be fair.
All right, so I got that going. That's what I'll watch tonight.
Robot Jocks. It's fun. I have the theme stuck in my head now that I said it.
Goofball.
And
moving
Yeah, it's great. And given what's going on in today's world, considering we are kind of at war with Russia, that's what that movie's about. It's basically like the main.
It was made in '98.
Way back when.
Yeah.
Way back when. so fucking good.
Was it
It's stop motion and puppets.
yeah, junior high hefe.
Yeah, so it's not CG. It's stop motion and puppets and miniatures
Oh, good grief.
for the robots, and they look even today by today's standards, it looks really fucking good.
Really?
I mean, the blatant green screening in certain times is really good, and like you start seeing all of the fucking late '80s technology they threw into it to look super future.
One of my closest friends and I sat down one night.
Was it Chris Buck?
No.
Oh.
Another one. Years and years and years ago.
Lord Buckington.
We were watching The Boys. Wife and his wife were out in
You don't
town
mean
goofing
watching
off.
The Boys. You mean watching the children.
My child and his
Yes.
stepchildren.
You don't mean The Boys like we're going to talk about in a minute.
Anywho, we watched the Frank Butler's Dune on a brand new television he got, the sci-fi version.
Oh, the one I
Frank
saw.
Frank Hubert.
Yeah, I was like, who's Frank Butler?
Frank
I was like, yeah, that's his version of Dune, but it's with 2 O's.
I'm
Dune.
getting, I'm getting authors confused. Anyway, his brand new TV with a ridiculously high resolution completely ruined the movie.
Oh,
for
yeah.
us. We could see backdrops moving.
Dude.
You could see the wires. I mean, we sat there. We still enjoyed it, but we laughed hysterically
This
on
is
how
why,
Yeah.
This is why they need to stop doing 4K updates to old movies.
Right.
Because it's going to break every
or
illusion.
remaster them or
Well,
something.
remastering is okay. Just don't add pixels that weren't there. Let me watch it shittily. Like I want a movie that was formatted to fit this screen. Fit the fucking giant monitor here.
to fit the brain that saw it way back when.
It's like, no, this needs to be watched on a 4x3 CRT.
Oh, trust me, I'm watching old Supernatural episodes.
Yeah.
And on my brand new tablet I got,
Yeah.
it looks awful.
Yeah. Well, you know what's really funny is listening to how their voices changed from season 1 to season 4.
Well, I know in like 8 seasons,
Yeah.
it's going to look really, really good.
When they get to HD.
But we just got to wait.
Well, like I said, what's really funny, if you listen...
Because I'm on, season 3?
Okay, so what you'll notice is that Jensen Ackles doesn't add a ton of grit to his voice until later. So now he just sounds like some teenager. He's like, "Hey, Dean," or it's like he just sounds weird and soft. Like I rewatched it on either Netflix or Hulu, whatever, a few years ago, but to get caught up to the current seasons as it was ending, because I stopped at like season 10, like active watching.
Oh, we stopped somewhere, but I jumped back into it in like season 2 because the first season's great. Monster Hunt. That's it. Middle of season 2 is when it starts getting weird.
No, season 1 was when it was still like a horror monster show,
which I enjoyed.
Dude, I liked. So like the first couple episodes, like the first episode really is the woman in white, which is a haunting story, and then you get the Wendigo after that, which is pretty fucking crazy, and then you get later on the boy in the lake or whatever. That one is fucking creepy as shit, and I never want to go out in a fucking lake.
The first 1.5 seasons are great monster hunters. That's it.
I mean, that's all it was.
But then they start branching off with, Sam going to hell and all that.
You mean Dean going to hell?
Wait.
Dean,
I'm in season 3, and they made a pact with the Crossroads demon to keep Sam from going to hell.
Yes. So end of season 2. Hold on. So let me. So Sam dies at the end of season 2. Gets stabbed in the spine.
Yes.
And Dean makes a deal with the Crossroads demon to sell his soul to get Sam back. Yeah. And he gets him 1 year to.
Yeah, that's where we're at right now.
Yeah.
And where'd I end? He just put the bullet out of the magic gun into the Crossroads demon.
Okay, so he shot the. So wait, that's in season 3.
I'm
you're in
3.
season.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So season 3, he goes to kill the Crossroads demon, thinking it'll end the deal, but that's not how it works.
Holds the contract. Yeah.
And I wonder who. The best character in the whole damn show.
Oh,
that's
Mr.
who.
Crowley.
Crowley.
Creepy Crowley.
Yes. So creepy Crowley. But here's what I want to know. So assuming when Sam died, why would the demon have the ability to make use of his soul?
Because she's a Crossroads demon and that's her function.
But if when you die, you go either into the veil or you go up to heaven, unless you're a horrible sinner and you go to hell, why would a demon just be able to grab, say Sam was going to heaven, how would a demon have the ability to just snag his soul and stick it back in his body? If he was dying, healing him, totally makes sense. But he was dead. That's why when Bobby sees him the next go around, he's like, "What the hell did you do?" You know.
Then I missed something because I need to go back and look at season 2 again. Because I think it's been 8-9 years since I've watched it, so there's a lot I don't remember.
Well, I just recently watched stuff on that, so there's a page called Superfan Natural. And so like break down like the lore and stuff like that.
I'll probably go back after I watch each season and check that out.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. Pretty cool channel. His voice is kind of boring, but the details to get into is pretty good.
Right.
Yeah. He doesn't have quite the radio voice, you know.
Not like we do. Yeah.
We do. We absolutely do. We absolutely have a voice for radio. So either way, so Donald Trump went to the RNC.
Yeah, he did. He showed up.
And now we have a new vice president nominee, J.D. Vance.
Yep.
Yay for that.
I don't know much about the guy.
Seems cool. I guess you have to watch the movie Hillbilly Elegy to learn about him.
I know he served. He deployed. He's only been in the Senate for a couple years.
Yeah.
So he's a soldier.
If you want to know literally more about his life, watch the movie Hillbilly Elegy. He wrote a book about growing up in like redneck, wherever he's from, raised by his grandma because his parents were pieces of shit or died. Sorry, I don't want to falsely claim anything. But that movie is strictly about his life, and he wrote a book before that. So either way, seems like a cool dude. I watched a little bit of the RNC. It was interesting. We watched that on the Patreon Wednesday night.
I was able to catch some of it at my extra job.
Yeah,
because they had it going on at the Legion.
Yeah, and so this weekend we got extra news now. Apparently now Trump is no longer running against Biden.
Yeah, they claim he stepped down.
They claim that he stepped down. There was an official letter put out on the internets claiming to be from Joe Biden. I'm not putting on any tinfoil hats just yet, but the real question remains is, did they tell him? That's the real question. Did they tell Joe they're resigning him?
They state he supports a smiling, ineffectual, laughing person.
Yeah, a completely incompetent, evil, cackling demon person.
Yep.
No, he definitely... I guarantee you Biden does not. The deep state barely does. So, this should be... I mean, this is it's going to be interesting.
It's just another Charlie Fox trying to throw into the mix. It's, clusterfuck.
Oh, yeah, you can just say clusterfuck. We're not monetized. We can cuss.
But we want to be, damn it.
Someday. We don't have the numbers in either side.
Anywho's, they...
That's why you should join the Patreon.
Hey.
Welcome, Will, by the way. Will signed up. Will featured in episode 92 and episode 100.
Thank you, Will.
So $5 a month. Either way. But no, yeah, the problem they had there was no way around Kamala at all without going to... And if they went to another powerful black woman, as it were, which they probably still might. So she doesn't have a running mate yet, so this ought to get interesting.
A lot of people are claiming Michelle Obama, Hillary, and others don't think that's going to happen. Because they want a white male to reinsure older white voters that things are still kind of normal.
Hold on. Older white Democrat voters.
There you go.
Specify. It's like, don't throw all of us under the bus here. But yeah, I know I say a lot, but that's just, sorry, can't help it. But the way that they didn't have any other choice, and that's the problem. And a lot of people are saying that they just ripped the fucking rug out from underneath Biden.
I'm hoping there's another debate because that's going to be...
There has to be. They said there was one.
Well, he's going to tear apart the
Trump
hyena.
versus Kamala.
He's going to tear apart that hyena.
Holy
far
shit.
More.
Okay, never mind. I know.
Point,
I want this. Now I want this. Never mind.
Trump seemed very reserved, like he held back at the last debate quite a bit.
Comparatively.
Compared to what he did 4 years ago.
But he hadn't been shot yet.
Well, compared to what he did 4 years ago.
Yeah.
Now,
or even 8 years ago.
After the shooting.
Yeah.
After him dropping out. He's not dealing with a frail old, idiot anymore.
Nope, just an idiot.
Just an idiot. And he's going to lay into her and flay her alive.
Like, if you ever listen to her speak, usually if she's, like, talking to the press or putting out a thing, she has, like, circular conversations.
Yeah, she says the same shit
She
over
says
and
the
over.
same shit 3 different ways and circles back to where
And
she
you
started.
never
without,
ever get any new information.
there's no point to what she actually says at all. And half the time, it's just nonsense. And this is not us just being mean to her. That's just literally how she talks. It's fucking embarrassing.
Don't get us wrong. We will be mean to her.
Now, we can't be mean to her because she's supposed to be in charge of the border.
Yeah, she did a fantastic job.
She did a great job by never once looking at it at all. Yeah.
I don't see it. It's not a problem.
She took the "it's not my problem" approach to the entire control over the border. It's like as soon as Biden said that she was his border czar, we're like, well, that ain't gonna fucking
She
happen.
went, nope.
Now, what she is really good at is making sure that prisoners stay in prison beyond their sentence to be used as, slaves. And she's also good at putting away people for minor drug offenses for way too long. Yeah,
She's also half decent at being a hooker.
I mean,
But-
she's more of a hoe.
At least she's been expanding her skill set.
I keep hitting the wrong button. Well, I don't know about expanding. Well, no, you're right. She went from just blowing the mayor to screwing the entire country.
Yep. Hanging on Maury Povich's arm. Yeah.
Hold on, that's not fair. Everybody knows who that baby daddy is.
Right?
Either way, she absolutely should not be president of anything. Not even country club.
Yeah, let alone a rowboat, you know?
Yeah, that'd be a captain. I don't think rowboats have presidents. I think it might be the title. Rowboats don't have.
President of rowboats.
There's no president in this rowboat. Look at me. I am president now.
I am the captain now.
I am president now.
Splash, splash.
No. Just president. President of the rowboat. President of the rowboat, Kamala Harris. Please let her take the rowboat to Cuba.
Just give her one oar.
Yeah.
She'll go in circles.
Yeah. Oh, and here's one thing I want to talk about. Updated on the shooting. So we did have some information wrong on the last episode.
Good.
I mean, very specifically, like I
Not
said,
good. It was wrong. Good. We're being corrected.
Yeah. So
truth
like,
is better than.
yes.
You know.
So I had it wrong. They weren't at a school. The kid was not on a school building. He was on top of a factory thing. And by the way, one of my subscribers, good old Sally, lives 30 minutes from where that happened.
Oh, hell.
And she was going to go to the actual thing. Now, they have a timeline of events, meaning even hours before, upwards of 3 hours beforehand, he was seen on property. An hour beforehand, he was rejected from the thing and kicked out because he had a rangefinder.
Ha!
I mean, there's only one reason you have a rangefinder. And then up until then, even as far as we can tell, he was tagged as a threat as close as like 10 minutes from Trump going on the stage. Not from when the shooting happened, but 10 minutes from the stage. He was tagged as an actual threat. Secret Service still let Trump go on. Normally, coming from people who have worked Secret Service details, if there's any semblance of a threat, you keep the asset in the green room.
Well, I didn't see it, but the did you watch it yesterday when the Secret Service director stood before Congress?
No, because I thought she was not going to show up at all due to what's his face told her to do.
I don't know what happened. I didn't see it.
I didn't see it, but I do know that Mayorkas told her to not go, basically defy Congress.
Really?
Yes. And also there's a lot of stuff that was supposed to go down on one of the latest congressional hearings, and they have not been given the stuff they asked for. They asked her for the recordings of the Secret Service calls going on that day, like of the actual chatter, back and forth. They didn't give it to them. That seems odd.
They need a congressional enforcer. They really.
They
do.
have one, and it gets ignored.
No, they need somebody who's in there to physically enforce the congressional will.
They have one. It's called the Officer at Arms.
Well, he's ineffective. He needs to start whooping some ass.
Well, they're not there to beat things out of people.
And that's what I mean by a congressional enforcer.
No, that's nothing. You can't get proper testimony out of somebody by hitting them with things.
Oh, come on, coercion works.
No, it doesn't. Yes, it does if you're a Democrat. But either way, they
That's the problem. Republicans have been playing entirely too nice for entirely too long.
yeah, that's entirely true. But we're not calling for anything else right now.
Maybe yelling.
Nope.
Lots of yelling.
Nope.
Yes, yelling.
No calls to action at all. But what I will say is that it is rumored. I don't know that it's confirmed, but as of this past weekend, when I was watching people who are, reporting on this, it is stated that he actually flew a drone over the event hours beforehand to scope out things. And in no way, shape, or form was that legal, and he shouldn't have been able to do it. Modern drones have a lockout ability set by the FAA. It says this is a no-fly zone. You cannot launch a modern drone in a modern no-fly zone.
Apparently, somebody didn't get the memo.
Oh, by the way, he had bombs with remote detonators with him as well.
See, that's all news to me.
Yeah, that was a fun one.
Of course, I've been working nonstop.
Yeah, but so here's the question. How does this 20-year-old, who reportedly was no good at shooting, which I guess it's not,
Is an accurate statement.
It's more accurate than a shot. But he had this AR-15 style rifle, apparently not a good one, purchased by his father at some point, because his father is a shooting enthusiast. Or a firearms enthusiast, let me phrase that slightly better.
Or just an American that enjoys the Second Amendment freedom.
Well, apparently that gun club that he's been going to learn to shoot the rifle, his dad attends. So that's why. So this kid somehow flew a drone in a secured area that it should have been actually impossible to fly a drone, allegedly. He snuck in a rangefinder and was removed from the place. Now, mind you, where he was supposedly outside of the secure zone. If you've seen the map, they call it the Pac-Man layout. It's like we secured all of this except for that very blatant roof with a line of sight.
Except for the dangerous Waka Waka part.
Yeah, except for the Waka Waka part. Yes, exactly. Which actually it is funny if you look at it, because they said the stage where Trump is, and then you do the entire outline, it literally looks like Pac-Man. It's funny.
Waka Waka Waka.
Yeah, so, but it's just like, okay, and this is an argument I heard from a couple people, is there's an idea of like it's a Swiss cheese theory, that there's enough actual incompetence that things can just literally slip through something.
Oh, yeah.
But we're talking like 30 levels of incompetence to allow this to happen. And at some point you go, well, Occam's razor, the simplest solution is somebody wanted this to happen and helped it along. Whatever that might be, it's like, because clearly the police on ground didn't seem to be able to get their point across to the Secret Service. The Secret Service at no point was told, secure the president, we have a threat on property. Even once they saw the shooter, they still had 2 minutes before the shots rang out to cover President Trump and get him out. So how is it that all of these things, and I'm not putting on tinfoil hat right now, but how is it possible that all of this giant glob of Swiss cheese happened where it never should have?
Yeah, I get that. At this point, I'd be looking at who appointed his security details and who appointed.
They have that list, obviously.
The Secret Service that were there that day. That may lead him to an answer.
Yeah. So the thing is, we know that he had his own personal detail there. Some of them were off, so they did have to fill in. They had to fill in at least 4, from what I recall. 4 of his detail had to be filled in locally. The woman that everybody was making fun of in the images and the videos was actually not part of the detail. She was actually just there doing normal security gig and jumped in to help. So she was nearby. She wasn't part of.
Jumped in to hide, huh?
Well, she wasn't directly part of his detail. So yes, she stayed back because all the tall men that could actually do something. Because you notice she's on the ground, they're on the stage.
Yeah,
she wouldn't have been able to do shit from where she was anyways, unless the shooter was within her range of whatever. And her ineffectual ability, it is what it is. She may or may not be qualified. Obviously, she got the job. Oh, comes to find out, a friend of mine that we know, well, I know, you have heard of and seen on video, actually applied for the Secret Service many years ago and almost went for the interview and changed his mind.
Oh, damn.
Yeah. So that would have been interesting in a different world.
I couldn't do that.
Or you definitely could. You're tall enough.
True, but mentally, the whole servitude thing, I wouldn't have done well. I'm better off with given a task, given a target, achieve that goal, and drive on.
Yes, but you currently are a security guard, and they're like the ultimate security guard.
Yeah, and I work by myself. I don't have a team.
Well, maybe
My only coworker's a dog half the time.
maybe you'd be better with a team if you hadn't spent all that time in Afghanistan. Maybe if you just went from law enforcement into that instead.
Yeah, is what it is.
Maybe different line of work. We'll see.
Well, my skill set is what it is.
Let's
so.
go find that world in the multiverse and see what happened.
Yeah, true.
Yeah.
Yeah,
See, I'm
take a
telling you,
sec.
I want this multiversal like window where you can just check out what you did in other universes.
What, just like Rick and Morty, a little gun, boom.
Yeah, you can just go look. It's fine. I think it would be interesting.
Yeah.
Either way. But yeah, Biden dropping out of the race causes some issues.
It causes a lot of unknowns to start happening. A lot of political machinations are going to start moving again.
Pull the microphone with you, sir. You can swivel, don't forget. There you go.
But anyway, it's going to be interesting to see how things develop.
Well, I got to wonder about the states that have already printed the ballots with Biden's name on them, because
And how many have already been stolen?
early ballots are supposed to go out very shortly in
Right.
some of these states where early voting is allowed. And now the nominee is completely fucking changed. Now, here's the thing. She's not officially the nominee because the DNC hasn't happened yet.
Nope, hasn't happened.
So
That'll be
that's
confirmed
where-
to win next month.
Next month.
Yeah.
Because they had to move it up because they realized, oh, yeah, that's right. If we do the DNC too late, they won't make it on the ballots.
Yeah, if they screw up enough, they'll be Trump will run unopposed.
Which is actually what they should just do. Just run unopposed.
Just let it happen.
Let it happen.
See what write-in
Get-
votes may appear.
Get out of the way for now, because you've already bumbled this. They've bumbled this election so fucking hard. Like, normally it's the Republicans that are incompetent.
Right.
The level of incompetence coming from the Democrat side.
It is
absurd.
incompetence. It's also they're essentially being hoisted by their own petard and getting screwed by their own actions.
They don't even know what petards are.
They are petarded.
They are petarded. Well, they will be at least. Fat Cam is still not quite lined up, but it is what it is. I moved it, and therefore it's not quite lined up. But you're still in the shot.
Yep.
And now the Power Rangers are glowing over there.
Nice.
Instead of your face being completely obscured by a light.
They're powering up.
We figured out in the setup that Jeff looks better with lighting from that side.
Yay.
Yeah, I might have to change the frequency of the light.
Thankfully,
slightly.
good side. Yeah.
Sure. Yeah, that's what we're gonna say.
Well, the other
That's
side
the
has
good
parts
side.
of nose missing and a scar.
That's fair. That's the interesting side.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So
Did I tell you the story about that scar?
yes.
Okay.
Yeah. The thing.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah. You told me. Yep.
Knife in face.
Yeah. Sound effects. All that. Blood. Gore.
I think right after I got out of the emergency room, we went to Copperhead.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure you told me that story your first episode.
Okay.
Yeah. So the big, weird, uncomfortable, or whatever that episode was called.
Oh, the questions episode.
That was Get to Know Heffy. The first episode was just big.
What? I thought the first episode was you're not Hefe. He's not Hefe. He's my brother.
There was no. That was the second episode.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that was what I called the one with the questions.
Yeah. Okay. Okay.
Yeah. So let's get from political news. Somebody else just died. Who was it? Damn it! There was another celebrity just died.
Old guy.
Yep, that usually happens. Yes.
Paul. No. Was it Newman?
No, not Newman. No,
Starts with an N. Newhart. Bob Newhart.
Bob Newhart died. That's what. Yeah. So I grew up watching.
Lately,
the Newhart.
a lot of people might know him from the Big Bang Theory.
Yeah,
He
yeah.
played the Professor Proton character,
But you know what's funny is and here's the dumb part that
I loved him in that. I really enjoyed that series.
Yeah.
It was a really good show. But Bob Newhart coming on there was just a joy to watch. He was so uncomfortably weird.
uncomfortably. Yeah.
But he was the perfect amount of why am I here?
Yeah.
And fuck it, I'm here anyway.
Yeah. No, his episodes were really good on there. I grew up on the Newhart show.
Okay.
The second one, because for those who don't realize,
Because you're old.
barely. Like, so there was the Bob Newhart show way back when. I don't even know exactly when that was on. But I grew up on, I think it was just called Newhart. So it was like him.
Was it a variety show?
No. I think the first one, no, they both were like sitcoms.
Or was it like precursor to the Tonight Show?
No, it was a sitcom.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So the thing is that it was like, I think he bought a hotel in like some small mountain town or whatever, and then hijinks ensue.
Okay,
but
so
he's like the straightforward dude got thrust into a wonky.
It wasn't like the Carol Burnett show.
No,
Okay.
nothing like that.
which was
But-
fantastic.
And I recall, and mind you, my age, I saw the tail end of that show when it was in syndication, and then
What,
I never,
the Newhart show?
yeah,
Okay.
but I never saw the original one. So the way the show ended, they pulled a Dallas ending. So Dallas had, I'm pretty sure Dallas had just wrapped up with one of their crazy endings, where like I forget, it was like the whole season was a dream. So a woman wakes up, goes into the bathroom, somebody's in a shower. Turns out it's her husband who had died in the previous season. So they said that entire season was a
So
dream.
is it worth watching? Does it hold up like Frasier or anything?
I have no clue. I haven't watched it since I was
Okay.
a kid. I mean, it was silly because I think this is where my other brother Daryl, or he's not heavy, or he's not heavy, he's my brother.
Yeah.
I think came from that show. I could be wrong, but the ending of the show is what I was getting at. So, obviously, at the beginning of the show, whatever happens in almost every episode, they go to bed. Goes to bed with his wife.
Right.
So he goes to bed with his wife at the end of the show, and then something happens, makes some noise. He wakes up, or he's having a weird dream, and his wife flicks on the light, and it's his wife from the other show. So the entire Newhart show was a dream from the new Bob Newhart of that show.
Oh no.
Yes. So entire series was entirely made up. And actually, that brings me up to a thing I heard the other day that I think was interesting. Remember how I brought up how dreams can install false memories?
Yes.
There's cases of this. I don't know if you heard about this. There's a guy who, I forget if he was shot or he was sick, but either way, he was in a coma for like, I don't know, 6 months or something. Not very long. Not a ridiculously long coma, but he was in a coma. And when he woke up, he was extremely confused, wondering where his wife and kids were. This dude was single.
Really?
He lived.
That's a little disconcerting.
He lived 20 years of a life with a woman, getting married, having kids,
But that was all in his
and it was
dream.
all in his dream. And it took a lot of counseling to set him straight.
To differentiate reality and dream, especially if it's a dream so vivid it instills perceived memories.
Because if you can literally recall half a lifetime,
A touch, a hug, a kiss,
a literal half a lifetime lived, but it never happened. Now my question is, did he go into coma before CERN turned on the collider?
The thing is, I assume he'd have to go through the grieving process.
He did. Because to him, he lost his entire family.
His entire world, man. That's nuts.
Like you're talking about going to work. Like it
Yeah.
wasn't. He had lived an entire fucking life, 20 some odd years, in this coma, and it wasn't that long of a coma.
That's ridiculous. At least he wasn't trapped in his own mind. He had a world which his mind fleshed out for him, so he could actually live.
Or did he just pop in from another reality?
Multiverse.
Was he in that reality, and then for whatever reason,
little sidestep into
he
a different
slipped into
yeah.
the body of maybe this version of him essentially died and was an empty vessel,
No, it's
where he swapped places.
that old show with the time traveling dude.
Yeah, Quantum Leap.
Yeah, that Quantum Leap.
Yeah, but I mean, he was still him. He wasn't a stranger. He wasn't like a different person. He was him. I'm guessing from the point of the accident or whatever. He lived whatever life he had, but he said he gave like details, everything.
That's
else like
ridiculous.
That. But now the weird part would have been is if it was a real person, like say the woman he married was a real person,
someone he knew,
and he started stalking them or something like that.
Yeah.
Now that's a movie.
that'd be
That'd
tough.
be a fucking
That'd
movie.
be tough. Like
Yeah.
like a high school fling or something like that.
Yeah, like say his high school girlfriend, but he married her in that reality.
And then he shows up and just starts stalking him. That would be
Goes to the house, and it'd be like Marty McFly going to the wrong house in alternate 1985. It was his house until he went there, and now it's not his house.
it'd be called Memories of You.
I think there already is something called that.
Yeah, whatever.
Either way,
There is now.
If it hasn't been done, it needs to be done because it'd be fucking cool. But other than that,
It ended up going like Shining at the end, all crazy.
yeah,
Yeah.
perhaps, or he puts himself in a way to go back to that life.
Yeah.
I don't know. For those who aren't on the Patreon, you have no idea what I just
Nope.
intimated. But either way, so Heffy's homework continued this past week.
Yeah, we did. I finally caught up.
Okay.
I've got nothing else to do until Shoki goes this.
Okay, so let's go over the last episode of The Boys, since The Boys
Now, is that
ended.
the final?
That was the finale.
Because it felt like the final.
That was the finale of this season.
But nobody told me.
Yes, it's not over, but that was the finale of this season.
Holy crap.
Okay, so we jump to the events of that universe's January 6th, and we see how they're planning on doing an assassination attempt.
It's the ridiculous parallels that are really keeping me captivated with what's going on.
Yeah.
Wherein Homelander and Vought are saying one thing, but doing the diametric opposite.
Doing something
Completely different.
in
and
the shadows.
Self-interested.
Yeah.
It parallels our current administration so well. It's ridiculous.
And yet it's not. It's supposed to have been the previous administration
But
by their rhetoric.
I guess a lot of it depends on where your political slant is and where you're looking for details.
Yeah. But see, that's where we discussed it last week, that they are pretending it's this way, but in reality, behind the scenes, you see it's that way.
It is.
Yeah. So with the finale, we see that Butcher's on his deathbed.
Or was.
At the beginning of it, he's on his deathbed, and he's in a CIA place.
Yep.
He's being taken care of by Mallory, and he sends word to Ryan to come visit him.
Bloody cunt.
And he does come and visit him.
He
which
does.
Is good. And then he basically has to tell the kid,
Well,
hey, look, I'm
after
dying.
he got severely disappointed in Homelander.
Yeah, very. Well, that was last episode.
Yeah.
Yeah, with the puppet show and all that. And then Homelander comes looking for him, discovers he's gone.
Finds the
fi-
picture.
Finds the picture that Butcher gave him for
Butcher,
Christmas.
Ryan's mother.
Yeah. Well, it was, yeah, and the dog.
And the dog.
Yeah.
Or
The
is it?
dog-
Or no.
It is the dog.
It was Butcher, Ryan's mother, and the dog.
Yes. Yeah.
No
Ryan. No, this is, yeah, he just wanted a picture of his mom because he had no pictures of his mom. And considers he likes Butcher and wants him more as a dad.
Right.
But, Butcher
Wants him, but does something different.
Yeah, well, bad decisions to be made.
But I like it. They're nice to me.
Yeah, they're actually nice to him. Yeah, he starts arguing that Vought is actually okay a little bit. Well, I could, technically the people in the tower just basically treating him like a prince.
Or terrified of him.
Well, he's terrified of Homelander. Everyone else he can
Everyone
kill.
else is terrified of Ryan.
Yeah. Because
If they make him mad a little bit, he's going to
not even him.
palm strike to the chest and they're going to go flying.
Forget that. Homelander will come after him.
Well, it's how many people has Ryan killed already inadvertently?
Several,
Like 3?
at least. He killed Mallory.
Yeah.
Spoilers.
Okay, 4.
By the way, spoilers. He's killed at least 3. He killed
killed the dude acting with him.
Well, even beyond this. So go back to Ryan's first season. He killed his mom.
Yep.
By accident. He basically killed Stormfront.
Yes, and
Basically.
then the stunt man working opposite
Killed the
him.
stunt man.
I mean, palm strike to the chest,
Sent him
launched 200
flying.
yards.
Yeah, he wasn't supposed to hit him that hard.
And then he killed someone at Mallory.
Yeah,
So
he killed Mallory
so
for
he's
sure.
at 4.
Yeah, at least 4. At bare minimum 4. And at least Mallory was on purpose. Or almost on purpose.
Would you count the dude? No, Homelander killed the guy that threw the water bottle at
Yeah,
Ryan.
yeah. Ryan didn't. Ryan wasn't even interested.
Didn't he
in using
kill
his powers.
someone else that got out of line, put hands on him?
Maybe. I don't recall. He kills everybody who offends him to a degree.
Pretty much.
So,
He's like Homelander, but nicer.
yeah. I mean, technically speaking, yes. He's like a little Homelander. So,
Who still has emotional control issues.
yeah. So, there's rumors, and I don't know how this is possible because the assassination attempt was only 2.5 days before the episode dropped. There are people who think they altered the ending of the episode. So, in the comic, Homelander does kill the president.
I'm
And and takes over basically.
What's been going through my head through the past season is why doesn't Valerie just pop Homelander's head, or has she tried before?
You
and
mean
it can't?
Vicky?
No,
Vicky.
yeah, head popper lady,
Vicky.
Victoria.
Yes, there's no Valerie.
Sorry, that's my motorcycle.
There you go. So I think because she can't.
I wonder if she's tried.
I'm pretty sure she's tried because she would otherwise. I think in the moment that he outed her at the beginning of the fucking episode, she probably tried.
Because she was sitting right there next to him.
Yes. So she was sitting next to him. And also,
But at the same time, had she popped his head that instantly,
Speaking
how
of
much
popping.
fear would that have instilled in the rest of the populace?
yeah, a lot.
Yeah, a lot.
But that also,
if she can kill Homelander with a thought.
but how much relief would they have that? Oh, thank God! At
But
least
still-
he's dead.
Hold a quote letter, Kenny. The old boss is a dick until you meet the new one.
Yeah. So he outs her as being a soup, which already fucks up
Out
everyone's
of
plans.
nowhere. I mean, just
He's just sitting there with his ears ringing, getting lost
he
in his
reached
insane
into the
thoughts.
closet, grabbed her by the neck, and drug her out.
Yeah, literally. Well, he lasered her, which didn't even hurt her clothes. Which,
Yeah.
so that's
Who's her tailor?
Well, here's the thing. So when Huey tried to kill her with some kind of crazy weapon, it didn't work,
Yeah, she took rounds to the head, to the ear.
and she was mad that it had fucked up her
Ow.
clothes. Oh, it's because that was acid. He threw acid on
Yes.
her, and it didn't affect anything, but it hurt her clothes. But the lasers to the suit didn't do anything. But if you notice, her eyes were activated. So the question is, does she reinforce her own skin or something? Like,
I don't know.
like her being invulnerable wasn't part of it, and then all of a sudden it is.
Well, last season brought us one of the most uncomfortable and emotionally wrecking scenes that I think I've ever seen.
You're gonna have to be more specific.
How when the Deep killed his octopus paramour.
That was this season,
Yeah, that was this season.
but he ate his other octopus friend before.
Not by choice.
He didn't really kill this one by choice either.
Yeah, he
thought-
kind of did.
Well, remember, he just basically has been pushed off the deep end.
Yeah.
So he killed his, which also made no sense, by the way. Why did she die from her glass?
When she can hang out for however long
On
and
the
sit
bed.
in the bed and hang
Yeah,
out.
so that made no sense. That made no sense how the
but
octopus
still,
died.
it was a trippy scene.
It was. No. You said last season, you meant last episode. Either way.
Well, this past season, the most recent
Yes.
season.
Well, it's still this season until a new season happens.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, season 4.
Yes, there you go. Season 4. So either way, the shapeshifter,
Dude,
Convin-
that was nuts.
the shapeshifter convinces Huey to propose to her.
Yeah. No, she proposed to Huey.
Well, she started it first. Huey then proposed, and she proposed to him.
Yeah. I
It,
saw it different.
well,
She
said,
proposed to him.
She didn't actually say, "Will you marry me?" She brought it up, and then he went and got the ring, and then
No,
he
she said the
proposed.
words.
Well, she failed at
He
it.
said, "Give me just a second. I'll be right back." Then he
Yeah.
went and got the ring.
Either way,
And then they boned for a while. 2 fingers happened, apparently.
yeah, but that led.
Why
to
do I remember the fucked up shit?
Yeah, but that leads to a funny bit later where he has to, and actually Sean asked me about this. He's like, hold on.
Because she looked just like you.
It's like in every single way, she was you, except for the ways that I noticed. It's like, there's the parts of you that only I would know. And that even though she can clone almost everything about you, even memories, she doesn't clone habits.
So it was when she quoted herself as the doppelganger.
Yeah.
When the doppelganger quoted itself, that's when okay, that's it. I'm 100% sure.
Well, yeah, not even that too.
But
Yeah.
she'd already made it into the presidential bunker at the time.
Yes. So they are, after what happened to Vicky,
And she was a badass.
yeah, super strong, tried to kill everybody,
Beat the shit out of everybody.
but
Even broke Kimiko's neck.
turned her head all the way around. That was fucked up.
Hey, Mr. Owl.
Yes, that was bad. And then actual Starlight comes to the rescue.
She
after,
finally charges up.
after ripping a whole bunch of flesh off her fucking hands.
For real, she degloved half her hand to get out of those cuffs.
Which I was wondering why she hadn't done yet. Because it's got to be a days at this point,
And as a soup, she heals faster, right?
supposedly. But she's also, here's the other thing. She's supposed to be pretty strong. Not ridiculous, but pretty strong.
Not super, but flashy.
She is bulletproof to most bullets. I mean, like some pretty high.
We haven't seen her hit with a 50 yet.
She got hit with some pretty big weapons, but I think you got to get like some anti-tank kind of stuff to actually hurt her. But she does heal faster.
Yeah, I think they hit her with sniper round. It was like a 6.5 Creedmoor or something like that. Big, heavy sniper round.
I don't remember what he was shooting, to be totally honest. I don't even think he said.
No, but looking at it, I think.
You don't know what it was chambered in.
I don't know, but I can make educated guesses.
We should find out. But
Well, right now, with the current popularity of the way long-range rifles are going, it's probably a 6.5 Creedmoor.
yeah, but that was also like 5 years ago when they made that season.
That's when they were getting really popular.
Most year, right. Yeah, you think Amazon knows that? Oh,
They may have.
oh,
Somebody
Oh.
please hire me as a consultant.
hold on. No, they have firearms consultants. They're fine.
I know.
So hold on. Speaking of Amazon, big news came out last week. I don't remember if I sent this to you or not.
Probably not.
Clarkson, May, and Hammond have ended their partnership.
Well, we knew that was coming.
Officially, the company is dissolved.
They've got one more episode to launch of the Grand Tour, and that's it.
Supposedly.
Do you think they're going to keep doing like Cook or Our Man
They ended
in wherever?
their specific partnership.
Okay.
So in theory, the Clarkson's farm is continuing.
Well, yeah, they got greenlit for 3 more seasons. or
They've
something
already
like
done
that.
season 3.
No, 3 more.
No, I know, but I'm just saying season 3.
And then
They
James has Our Man in wherever.
James has like at least 2 to 3 shows.
Japan and Italy.
India is the 3rd season. I haven't
India.
watched it. Yeah.
Now, I can't wait to see him in Russia. That's
No.
going to be a good one.
Now Hammond has a couple shows on. Why would you go to Russia right now? Anyways,
Because it'd be funny.
no, our man in Ukraine. No, I think and Hammond
He sees tanks coming over the hill. Oh, cock.
So Hammond has a lot of stuff going on with the smallest cog, which I think is a spinoff of Discovery. I think I could be wrong.
That was greenlit into an actual show. The Smallest Cog.
There are yes, but it's not
'Cause
on
I've
normal
seen-
TV.
Because I've seen videos
Yeah,
on the YouTube about the Smallest Cog.
yeah.
and
There's
doing
some
stuff.
there. Drive Tribe does a lot of stuff with them.
like when he was loaned a Ram T-Rex.
Yes, so they do. So that's actually
714 horsepower or something stupid.
yes. So it's given to Hammond, quote unquote, for long-term road testing, but Drive Tribe is doing it.
So I saw where
So
his
it's a
daughter
lot of
was
crossover.
driving the WRX STI and doing the review on it.
Yes, but if you haven't seen the newest episodes
No.
where they were testing the Evo versus Martin, they built an Evo to go up against Martin.
Oh, really?
Yes, you're months behind. You're months behind Drive
You talk
Tribe.
about the Mitsubishi Lancer Evo, right?
That's the only Evo that matters.
That's a beast of a little car.
Yeah, and so they got the matching.
To quote what they decided on Top Gear, they would race the Evo and drive the Subaru home.
Perhaps.
That was a
So-
decision they came to.
So, do you remember the Evo James had that he wrecked into the wall in the
Yes.
mine?
That was ridiculous. That was
So
crazy.
they couldn't get that one back because they weren't allowed to legally fix it.
Really?
So they got one that was exactly like it.
Well, James bodged it together and made it on the plane
Yeah, but it's
after
legally
dropping
not
it in the fucking lake.
You cannot legally drive it after the accident it's had.
Oh,
Yeah, they
So-
inspected it on Drive Tribe and it was so bad.
they don't have the equivalent to a salvage title as we do
They can, but not with the damage it had.
because it damaged the frame.
It was so
steering,
badly
everything.
done. Yes, it was very, very badly done.
So
So
you
they
hit
bought
that-
it. So you have to go watch it. Watch Drive Tribe.
I will.
Every day. It comes out nearly weekly.
Nearly weekly.
Nearly weekly. They got new guys on there now. They got a new mechanic. So Mike has been getting into all kinds of new cars. So we're seeing those get fixed. Obviously, we get old Top Gear cars. Like they did a test with the Arctic Hilux versus the new version of the same truck to
That
see
was a
which one was
great
better.
rig.
Yeah. Well, it's part of actual automotive history now.
Yeah.
So they are loaned it from whatever museum to do a quick little test because Izzy
So-
never drove it.
Quick. Was it better than the new? Was the new one better or the old one better?
New one's better in every conceivable way.
Good. Okay.
The old one was just easier to drive.
Right.
because of the gigantic tires on it, because they had to leave it unchanged.
Yeah.
So. But the new version of them from Arctic Trucks, the new Hilux is badass.
Well, I like the Hilux anyway. I wish we could get them here.
Well, we can't.
Or the little the Toyota $10,000 pickups.
Yeah.
That are completely
Can't have it.
reconfigurable, and
You can't have it because of chicken.
you can't also have the Isuzu D-Max. Can't
Yep.
have that either.
Chicken tax. Go look at it. Watch Fat Electrician.
Yeah, it's
Go watch
pisses
the
me
Fat
off.
Files.
No, it was
Go
it
watch
was
the Fat Files.
Ford and Chevy going whoa.
No, it has nothing to do with Ford or Chevy.
Really?
Nothing to do with them.
Because it was my understanding that their fear of losing out on their small truck sales would have
Nope. Chicken tax. That's all it is. It was the ability for us to sell chickens to Europe effectively. They said, nope, we're not going to buy your chicken at upgraded prices. Fuck you. And I said, fine, fuck you. We're not going to buy your vehicles.
see, that's stupid. What's the point in a free market if you can't buy what you want?
Well, I mean, why do you don't have a free market in another country?
Well, true.
I mean, back then you definitely didn't.
But
Now you should.
But isn't that the basis of capitalism that we utilize worldwide?
Oh, you mean those countries that are half communist, half socialist in Europe?
Yeah.
They're barely capitalist. It's like, don't forget the UK was communist for a while.
True.
Post World War, they were communist for a while, so we can't even say that about them. So yeah, you need to watch more of the Fat Files. Like, did you even know that Aldi and Trader Joe's are owned by the same company?
Yeah.
Well, most people don't, because Aldi and other Aldi, Aldi North and Aldi South couldn't happen here because of stupid ass copyrights on names. So you can't have Aldi and Aldi that are owned by two different people. So Aldi North just became Aldi, and Aldi South is Trader Joe's.
Really?
Yes.
'Cause I like Aldi.
Watch the Fat Files.
I shall.
You know Nick, he's so good at things.
What, the fat electrician?
Yes.
Okay, I'll check him out.
Yeah. My goal is to get him on this show somehow. It's like I want to get Nick on the show.
He keeps talking about it.
Well, he keeps coming to San Antonio every month to film for Unsub. So it's like I'll just somehow find my way into the Unsub good graces and get Nick over here.
Get your ass to Houston.
It's like I will drag my shit up there. I don't care.
Got to get out here. Come on.
I'll just go on Unsub for fun. I would. But either way,
Yeah, you'd be chewed up and spit out.
I wouldn't care. It'd be fun. And I'll be talking video games and movies and shit with them, not guns. It's like
Yeah.
they're all fucking nerds. And also, Brandon Herrera is like almost half my age, which is fucking insane.
He's a smart.
You know he's 25.
Yep, but he's a smart dude.
How the fuck is he only 25? Also, sorry, hold on, gotta salute Brandon. Nobody saw that.
I don't know, with his luscious locks.
Yes.
Yeah.
No, if you haven't been keeping up, they for the Veterans Day thing, I think it was this year, because the show's actually not that old.
No.
Like they're only like 50 episodes or 68
I will
episodes
check
of it.
out his Darwin Awards when he puts them out.
Oh, the Darwin Awards are good on Brandon's channel. But no, on Unsub for the Veterans Day thing, they had Crispy come on, their vet friend who was burnt to a crisp. That's why they call him Crispy.
Crispy.
So, but Eli tried to pin his Purple Heart on Brandon, and he's got it in a little box, and he walks over. He's like, Brandon, I got something for you. He's like, what? And like on camera, he's like trying to pin it on him. He's like, no. He's like swatting it away. It's because at this point he was still running for Congress. And
Right.
he's like, I can't do that. So, everybody on the pod.
What? You know they were fucking with him on purpose.
So now everybody treats Brandon as though he was a vet,
Dumb.
even though he never was. So like he's got stolen valor by proxy. So like, and now everybody double salutes him just for the fuck with him. And one of their other friends like tries to pin his Distinguished Medal of Honor on him.
Who was that? Angry Cops or what?
No, Angry Cops doesn't have one. Angry Cops rolled around with one of their other friends' medal pinned to him.
Nice.
No,
Angry Cops cracks me up.
I've been
He's
watching
funnier than
more.
shit.
I've been watching more Angry Cops, but everybody did a video on the Trump shooting. So Angry Cops did a meme review. Brandon did a replicating the shooting, and then Demolition Ranch. No, I'm sorry. Grand Thumb did a more scientific.
And Demolition Ranch goes, I can't control who buys our shirts.
That's literally
That's
what
all
happened.
he did.
That's all he could say. I mean, dude, that light is like dying. Look how dim it is. It's like I'm seeing your face get darker and darker. Probably should have plugged that in. Oh well, that's what happens. So if you, only the Patreon's going to see it anyways.
Right.
So now we're caught up on the boys. You finally watched House of the Dragons.
Finally caught up
So
on House of the Dragons.
So talk about season 1 and your impressions of that first.
The first 5 episodes were boring as shit. It took me that long to even get into the series.
Okay.
Because you wanted me to watch them. I soldiered through. I stuck it out. I was bored to fucking tears because ain't shit was going on.
Nope.
Until season 5.
You mean?
Or episode 5.
Yeah, I was like season 5.
And that's when the dragons started getting more prevalent. Man, it got better and better from there.
Yeah. I told you. You got to fucking just...
There were a couple moments where you're sitting there just jaw dropped, staring at the screen going, I can't believe that just happened.
Like I told you, from episode 1 to episode 4 is like 20 years.
Yeah.
So they have to rush through a lot of shit.
Man, it got boring.
Yeah.
But then it got less boring.
Yeah,
and then it got almost enjoyable.
Then when people started getting chopped up, and then people started getting married to other people.
The end of season 1, good God.
Dude, how heartbreaking was that final scene of season 1?
Now, if I remember, that's Rook's Rest?
No, that's season 2.
Okay.
Season 1 was when Lucerys met his end.
Which one's Lucerys?
When the fucking dragon ate the other dragon with the kid on it.
Okay, that was the end of season 1.
Yes.
That's what I'm talking. That was at Rook's Rest.
No, it wasn't.
Yeah, it was.
No, it wasn't.
That's right. They had the big dragon.
That wasn't Rook's Rest.
And the
that
lady,
was some other place.
The lady chick on the dragon come and fought the other dragon, the big giant dragon.
Okay, you're still crossing over seasons.
Damn.
The end of season 1. See, that's why you need
That's where the quote unquote king got eaten.
No, not the king. The other prince.
Which prince?
Did you only watch season 2, not season 1 at
No,
all?
I watched season 1. I just have a hard time keeping all these fucking people
well,
straight.
there was a very obvious moment at the end of season 2.
Yeah, he was on his young dragon. Fighting another dragon.
Little kid.
Which was kicking his ass.
Little kid on a little dragon.
And then giant dragon comes and eats both of them.
Out of the clouds and eats him.
Yeah.
Yeah. When it was the middle of the fucking rainstorm.
Yeah, that was the heir apparent. They got eaten, right?
That was her.
Or was that King Aegon?
No, Aegon was later. Aegon was in this season. Man, you really have no idea who's on what now, do you?
No, I don't. I can't keep them straight.
This is why you shouldn't. This is why you should not binge watch things.
This
is why you have to watch it week to week.
I'm sitting there going, big dragon.
Week to week allows you to actually retain the information. Binging allows you to forget
Old lady
everything.
queen that should have been with the that's my favorite dragon. Her dragon.
Yeah, he's dead now.
Yeah,
she's dead now.
But still, with basically the canards on the tail.
I guess I don't remember what Melis's tail looked like.
The dragon looked similar to the birds from Avatar.
Sure.
Looked like they had extra wings.
I think you're thinking of Daemon's dragon. They're both red.
Either way, I liked her red dragon. It was badass.
Yeah, hers is really spiky.
Miss something or other.
Give me a second. Yes, Melis.
Yes, that's
well. The confusing part is her name is
because
her name is Rhaenys. Her name is Rhaenys, and her dragon's name is Melis.
Yeah.
So that's what you got to see.
But she rolled in, lit into that young pup with the young dragon, and Melis started shredding its guts.
Yes. So that was versus Aegon, the king.
Aegon.
So he
wasn't supposed to be Aegon the Conqueror.
He wasn't supposed to be there, but he got drunk and said, "I'm gonna go into battle so my people will believe in me."
He put on his armor that couldn't break, but could definitely cook.
Yeah, it could definitely break if it tried. So actually, his injuries are nowhere near as bad as they are in the book, because his left arm is basically supposed to be
got cooked,
but he's supposed to be more cooked.
Yeah.
So basically, he's got broken ribs, punctured lung, broken hip, broken leg, and torched half of his body.
But then the big giant dragon,
fucking Vhagar,
and what's the kid's name?
That's
One-Eyed Willie.
Aemond.
Okay, Aemond is One-Eyed Willie in my mind. Okay.
So here's the thing. So,
or is it Blue-Eyed Billy?
Either way, he's got a big blue gem eye. So either way, so from season 1.
Now that was 100% intentional.
Yeah. So here's the thing. Aemond and Daemon, the only difference is where the D is in their name.
One's tall and weird looking, the other...
They're both tall and weird looking, in your opinion. But they're supposed to be mirrors of each other. That's why their names are so similar. They're both foolhardy, fucked up their older brother who was king, that kind of shit.
They're both second born.
They're both second born. All that. And here's the other thing. In the latest episode of House of the Dragon this morning when I watched it,
I watched it last night.
yeah, they actually finally mentioned their little brother that has never been seen on screen because he's spent his entire life in Old Town with the other family. So not raised in King's Landing. And apparently he's not a dick.
Okay, this episode wasn't as crazy as I thought it was going to be. The most recent?
This current episode is not as crazy because next episode's supposed to be crazier, where they start getting all the dragon seeds. So that's everybody who has Targaryen blood.
That side, not the Greens,
the Blacks.
The Blacks acquired 2 new riders.
They will. They don't have 2 new riders yet.
They have 1.
They have 1 person who is spotted riding a dragon.
That'd be the
long-haired,
the guy with dreads.
Dreads, yes.
That was running from the dragon.
Yeah. So his name is Adam.
And was it Windsmoke?
Sea Smoke.
Sea Smoke basically said, "You're my Pokemon.
Yes, I choose you.
I choose you."
So here's the
chased
thing.
his ass down.
So what they've been alluding to all season is that Alan, who's the bald-headed one,
yes,
and him, they're brothers.
Yeah, Alan is the one who saved
Corlys,
the sea snake.
He saved Corlys, Valerion.
But he's his bastard, right?
They are his bastards.
That's why he refuses to willfully accept any of the praise coming from his bastard father.
Yes, because they know and he knows, but up until now, it hasn't mattered.
But now he's been ordered.
Yes.
To become his first.
Yes. But we'll see where that goes.
Yeah. Well, he's been ordered to show up and do his duty.
But we'll see where that goes.
Shut up. Spoilers.
Yes, spoilers. So now that we know that, I believe it's Adam, is riding Sea Smoke because here's the thing. Because they're half brothers to the guy who used to ride Sea Smoke, that's why he accepted him.
Well,
and torched the other guy.
Isn't Blonde Queen's advisor the White Worm? Isn't she supposed to be a new rider?
No.
I saw something that said as much.
No, she's not. Mysaria, she's not going to be a rider.
Okay.
No. She's helping find them eventually. But most of the people we're following in King's Landing.
She did so good with the last one.
Yeah. So
fuck Sir Crispy Critter.
Yeah. So you know he was descended from Targaryen, so it was a choice.
And it looked like he might have had a shot.
Yes, but that's just Sea Smoke being a dick. Now, if you notice, I know it's been a minute, Sea Smoke is almost identical to Dany's dragons from Game of Thrones. Almost identical type of dragon. This is what I told you last week. You see the variations of dragons. Like, this is our pit bull.
The big one. The big one's a beast.
Vagar's
a monster.
Vagar looks like a giant sea monster.
Yeah.
And it's a she, by the way.
She's got that axe head.
Yeah.
Looks like what they call a bearded axe.
Yes.
I mean, it just...
So she was one of the 3 dragons that conquered Westeros.
Yeah.
That's how old she is.
Now, is her rider... That's the Mad King,
That's
right?
Aemond.
That's the Mad King, correct?
No.
This is his older brother?
There is no Mad King yet.
Not yet.
Not for another 300 years.
Because we don't see the Lannisters come to power. Maybe we'll eventually see Jaime Lannister come into his own.
Not in this show. This is 300 years before these people are born.
I'd love to see him become the Kingslayer.
No. It's not going to happen.
That'd be great.
Not going to happen. Because it'll be 20 years past when he was young.
Well, if they keep skipping 20 and 30 years every half season.
Yeah, that was to get through the beginning of this season.
They may do it again.
There's not another time skip.
In 4 or 5 seasons, we might get the Kingslayer.
There's not another time skip in this series. This is only covering the Dance
How do you know? Are you a writer?
Because I fucking know about the story.
You know shit.
Yes.
Apparently you know shit.
I drink and I know things. Because I watch all the spoilers. Either way, for this stuff, I watch all the spoilers. Because it's only one book. There's only so much they did it, and they have to elaborate because most of the book is told more like a historical tale from the point of perspective of one maester and one person named Mushroom, who supposedly witnessed all of this shit somehow. Sure, he knows everything that's happening on both sides at all times. So either way, it's a little disturbing if I'm honest. Speaking of that, just side note, holy fuck that rain yesterday.
It wasn't bad.
Dude, it was like torrential fucking downpour.
Yeah, and I was sitting there working in it. I was at work watching it through the windshield.
Yeah, dude. It was coming down like, okay, so we had the hurricane 2 weeks ago, give or take. And that storm was hitting all our windows with rain.
Brogan, we got more rain coming.
I know we got
week.
more rain coming, but that storm, that little tiny storm, I mean, it was only like 10 miles wide.
I mean, we got more rain than you can shake a bag of dicks at.
Yeah, I don't want to shake a bag of dicks. No, I'm not doing that. Either way, like, it was hitting the windows. Like, it was crazy. I was like, and the lightning and the thunder, I was like, Jesus, it's a tiny storm, and it's ridiculous.
I enjoyed it. I sat there and
Because you're crazy.
I sat there and resisted the urge to go to sleep.
Yeah, you're crazy. Anyways, back to Housing of Dragons. So I forgot where I left off, but I was talking about futuristic things that happened. But either way, I did ask the audience what their favorite dragon so far is. And I said, and I didn't like it at first, but I like it more now. I like, I almost said Cyraxes again. I got that wrong last week. Cyrax is Rhaenyra's dragon, yellowish one. We don't see a whole lot more of her.
It's what they call the gold.
No.
Really? Because I heard it referred to as a golden dragon.
Nope, that's Aegon's dragon. Aegon's dragon, which is Sunfire, was the most beautiful dragon.
Okay.
Gold colored, pink flavored.
Well, it's now the most chopped up dragon.
It's pretty chopped up. But actually, he's still alive. He just never goes anywhere. He's stuck in the woods, can't ever fly again.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah, so he's just going to, from the story,
So he's wounded.
he's very wounded, will never fly again. His left wing is totally fucked from where Meleys ripped into it.
Poor guy. He can only go in circles.
He can't fly at all. Never fly again. Just die in the woods eventually.
So he's become a walking dragon.
Basically. So
No,
yeah.
I spit fire.
yeah. No, what I was going to say was Caraxes, which is Daemon's dragon. That's the big long red one with the crazy long neck and
Okay.
it sounds weird.
That's Dragon's.
Huh? Daemon.
Okay.
His name is Daemon.
Like I said, I suck.
Matt
I
Damon.
suck at this game.
You do. Holy fuck. How do you
Dragon Damon.
This is why you should not binge things. This is why you need to watch them week to
Well,
week.
what choice do I have?
You can watch them week to week now.
Now that I'm caught up.
Yes. But this is the problem. And this is what I always say is like the science literally is out on this. They studied the difference between binging and watching stuff at a pace. When you binge something, you do not store long-term
No, I don't.
information. You store very small details to get you through to the next thing. And with your brain, it's even worse. See, me,
Fuck you.
no, that's just honest. With your brain, it's a little bit worse than a standard person. Me, I watch these series as they come. I remember season 1 vividly. I can't tell you exactly which episode things happened, but I remember, the young episodes with Rhaenyra and what's her fucking face, Alicent.
Then they olded them up.
Yeah. And by the way, the older Alicent is gorgeous in my opinion.
Yep.
Like, holy shit. Like, reminds me of one of my high school girlfriends.
Oh, I did see the episode you talked about way entirely too much.
What?
The accidental porn.
Yes,
You talked about that way too much.
but
There's free porn you can look up on the
I'm
internet,
aware.
right?
But I'm saying, considering we've never seen such a thing in 8 seasons,
And it looked fake as hell.
it did look fake as hell. But it was on the screen for way too long, wasn't it? It's just like you have time to go, huh? And then it's still on the screen, and
Hey,
it's still there.
hey, you're watching and they're going nom nom nom.
Literally,
nom.
she's going nom 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 on it. It's just like it does look fake as hell. So why did they do it? Now the other penis in that scene.
At least it wouldn't off her forehead.
Yeah, the other penis in that scene was not fake, supposedly. They're way too comfortable with fully frontal male porn or male body in this. Either way, that was the
or as they say in polite society, wangular floppitude.
Yeah, but that's the small dick big dragon joke, because he's the one who rides Vagar. In case you forgot. You forgot.
Dragon Damon. Gotcha.
No, that's Aemond.
Oh,
They're the reverse of each other. Aemond, Daemon.
whatever.
And so here's a fun fact that I learned. So
Blonde dragon fuck, not blonde dragon fuck.
no. So Rhaenys, the one who died, on Meleys, the Red Queen,
Okay, queen that was
the
and
queen that never,
badass
the
female
queen that
dragon.
never, the queen that never was, who rode the Red Queen. So she was known as the Red Queen.
Okay.
Because she's gorgeous red dragon. So So Meleys, a lot of these dragons have been around for a long time. Only some of them are young, but a lot of them outlive their riders, especially in non-wartime. So here's the fun part. Daemon and Rhaenys both were up to be the successor to Viserys when he died.
But Daemon kept fucking up.
Daemon kept fucking up, kept being an asshole, and Rhaenys had already been passed over once before because
she was a woman.
But yeah, because she was a woman. So they both have similar backstories to a degree. Both have marriages off to the side.
Yep.
Both have kids off to the side. They ride each other's parents' dragon.
Yeah.
So Meleys belonged to Daemon's mother, and Caraxes belonged to Rhaenys' mother. They ride each other's parent dragon.
Yep.
It was like, huh. So they already have, because you would think it would pass down directly through the family. No. For whatever reason,
it's
switched.
The dragon chooses.
Not always. Because if you are raised with your dragon, you bond with it.
Well,
if you are a baby and they put the egg in the thing with you,
as we've seen,
and we've seen them happen, all the kids in the show basically get one, with the exception of the one girl who could never tame a dragon.
The dude who got a pig.
That's Aemond.
Yeah.
Yeah, they gave him the dragon. The what do they call him? The Pink Terror, I think.
Yeah, the Pink Terror
or something like that. No, the Pink Dread. That's what it was. Because the Black Dread.
Yeah.
Yeah. So they put wings on a pig and called it that, and then that's right before he gets Rhaegar, or loses an eye and then gets Rhaegar. So he's like, well, I lost an eye, but I got the biggest dragon alive.
Or is it Vagar?
Vagar. I keep saying Rhaegar. Rhaegar. Here's how Targaryens name things. Rhaegar is the father of Jon Snow. So Prince Rhaegar, who would have been rightful king, but he was killed by Robert Baratheon and all those guys. So he would have been king. Jon Snow would have been the prince. So that was either way. So that's where the name Rhaegar keeps getting in my mind. Okay,
it's
so
hard to keep them straight.
It is hard to keep them straight.
I do understand how watching them as they come out,
and
giving yourself a week between episodes, would help keep all that straight
and rewatchability. You know, go back and watch it again. I have yet to go back and rewatch all the seasons.
I have no desire to watch them again.
I do, every now and then. I've rewatched Game of Thrones with Jessica, and I had a good time. I wouldn't mind rewatching it.
Because I got no problem with using descriptors.
Yeah,
one-eyed blonde dragon fuck. Yeah.
Yes, but when you confuse who's who and what dragon they're riding and what season it's even in, that's when you're losing all relevant information.
Yeah.
Because, yes, Rhaegar...
That's why you're here.
So here's the thing. So Rhaegar has survived countless battles, even survived...
You mean Vagar.
Damn it, did it again. Vagar. No,
you suck too!
Yes, so... Well, no, it's also true. Rhaegar did do those things. No, Vagar, the dragon, survived conquering Westeros, several riders, killing lots of other dragons, because not the first time.
Because he's huge.
She's huge. And often attacks the same way, because she's gigantic and slow. Meleys was supposed to be the fastest dragon, who's the second most battled dragon.
She essentially uses ambush tactics.
It was literally ambush tactics. And the fact that, I think at this point, Rhaenys was just out of it from so many fire blasts, that she didn't think, hey, maybe I shouldn't fly over a covered position.
Well, she was focused. She was going against the...
No, she fought
Sunfire.
Aegon. Yeah, she fought Aegon and Sunfire very handily, but then...
I mean, quickly gutted the sumbitch.
Yeah.
He was on his way out and dying.
And until Aegon interrupted, would have probably killed him right then and there, but of course
instead torched his own brother.
And
then watched Rhaenys basically fall to her death and get crushed.
Yes, again, but that was on purpose this time.
Yeah.
The sad part was that Vagar had Meleys just crushed its neck, and it just cried sadly, looking at its rider until it died. And it said that, in the book, her body was burned so badly that it was beyond recognition.
Yeah, in the movie, she just got crushed.
Yeah. Well, there's also an explosion when a dragon crashes, because technically they do have fire in them somehow, some way.
Yeah, dragon go boom.
Dragon went boom. So not only did they conquer the castle and destroy part of it by dropping a dragon on it, basically dropping a small bomb.
According to Mythos, apparently, there's 2 individual bladders that contain combustible materials.
That's in a different mythos, not in this one.
Then how do they make fire?
Why are you asking questions?
Exactly.
We don't know.
Because inquiring minds want to know.
Why is it when Sunfire was gouged through the body, did it start emitting smoke?
Because she ruptured 2 bladders that mixed together.
That would have just been fire, not smoke. So they somehow, because dragons are magical. We're not going with the scientific route of how a dragon does a thing, because.
But why not?
Because we don't have to. This is swords and sorcery. They're magical beings. They're not a natural being like in Reign of Fire, where we got an explanation for it. In this mythos, I don't know if there's an explanation, because we see the fire starts back in their throat, like not near their mouth.
Yeah.
You know, we don't see glands. Nobody's opened up a dragon to see how they work.
I'm sure they do.
No, dude, they don't do surgery on people. They could have fixed so many fucking injuries if they have any idea how internal workings happen.
Hey, you have a broken bone. Get the leeches.
Yeah, they're like, hey, you got a broken rib. Milk of the poppy.
Leeches.
Just give him opium. Just give him opium until he heals.
Pull that arm straight until they go click.
I mean, yeah, you got to think. We're literally like, the Renaissance hasn't happened in this universe in a way. So we're like, medical technology barely
It's bad
exists.
humors. Close the window.
Literally, yeah. The fact they're not bleeding him for shit is fucked up.
Well, they bled the shit out of the first king.
Well, yeah, that's true. Well, he bled himself. I mean, they didn't even have any understanding of why Viserys died. Like, the fact that he got the disease from, like, the thing that killed him, that made him rot his body, was the fact that the fucking swords are all rusty. Basically,
He had tetanus.
basically had a form of tetanus and a form of,
What you didn't see is signs of lockjaw or anything yet.
yeah, but it was kind of like tetanus, but combined with, shit, what is it, where your fucking limbs fall off?
Diabetes?
No, the fucking bacteria.
Gangrene.
No, the other one, the one that fucking armadillos have.
Lupus.
No,
Leprosy.
leprosy. Finally, so it was like a combination of tetanus and leprosy. But if they had any idea what,
Lupus? What the fuck?
no, that's what Jessica has.
It's not lupus, according to
This is
House.
not lupus. In fact, oh, some of them might have lupus, but that's how they can ride dragons. They're lupine people.
They're loopy?
Oh, actually, no, it's all the Starks. The Starks have lupus.
There you go.
That light slowly faded and died, by the way. I don't know if you saw that. It literally faded to nothing.
It was disappointed as
Yes.
well.
It's like, nope, that's a bad joke.
Nope.
So, either way, House of the Dragons, I think so now the boring part of this season is what's going on with Daemon as he's slowly driven mad in Harrenhal.
I'm really enjoying that. That's
Yeah.
funny.
But the thing is, like, it is Alice Rivers doing it to him. But
That's
there
the
is
dark-haired creepy
that's
chick.
the dark-haired creepy chick who's like the Witch of the Woods.
You're gonna die here.
Yeah. So, spoilers, he probably does. Unless they change it. We'll see what happens. Because she's either seeing the future or she's setting the future, one way or the other.
Because the whole time he's been on screen, all I'm going is Dragon Daemon.
No, you're not.
No, for real. I'm in the
No,
truck
he's just
by myself.
I just want to see him pick up a bow tie and be like, and just discard a bow tie. It's like, because it is now the wigs are getting worse for him. I will say Matt Smith's Daemon wigs are getting worse. But he's meant to look very disheveled right now.
Well, he's going to end up looking like his father with his hair falling out.
That wasn't his father.
Yeah, it was.
That was his brother. Which actually in this episode we got a repeat of that. We actually got Viserys back in a vision.
For real. Viserys is a phantasm of his imagination,
Yes.
driving him absolutely insane.
Yes, so it was Rhaenyra. So we got young Rhaenyra in previous visions.
Yes.
And his mother. So that was the weird part. I don't know if you caught that in the previous episode where he had a vision of fucking his mother.
Yeah.
So, and then right then, after he had that dream, Alice goes, "You never knew your mother." And so she knows what he's fucking dreaming about. So yes, she died. She died shortly after. I think she died in a childbirth situation after him. So he barely knew her. But Viserys knew her a little bit more. That's why he was the first. He was a favored. And then he never had a mother growing up, which is probably why he's a little bit more fucked up. That and I think
I don't know. At the point, he seems like one of the less fucked up individuals in the show.
no, he's the most fucked up at this point. But that's because of what's going on.
Right.
I mean,
well, his actions are indicative of being less fucked up.
well, he's incredibly selfish, which is why he's had so many wives.
But he's stepped away from the crown. He started doing his
He
own
wants
thing,
the crown.
but he started working toward at least a common goal with the crown.
No, his goal is to be the king, whether Rhaenyra likes it or not.
Yeah.
He's even said, "You will call me the king." It's like, and even when he said to the guys at Harrenhal, he's like, "Okay, and so the queen is married to a what now?" King. That's right. Just call me the king from now on.
I guess I see what he's doing it's a good way to divide and conquer the enemy.
That's what it was supposed to be.
Well, he's still doing that. He's still sowing confusion and discord.
But remember, before he left Dragonstone, she actually asked him, "Do you recognize me as your queen?" And he never gave her an answer.
Never gave her a
because he doesn't. He married her so that he could be king, and apparently he always had a creepy thing for his little niece.
Yeah.
Which, by the way, that first time they like hooked up on the beach, and that really, really horrendous day for night shot that they did. That whole episode was a day for night, and it was terrible. It's like, hey, we're just gonna make everything blue. That means it's night.
For real.
It is very night.
It looked overcast the entire time.
It was, yeah. It was literally a day for night, and it was supposed to be like
much like it looks outside right now.
Very overcast, yeah. And then, so they hooked up. They get married in a traditional Targaryen marriage. Blah 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 blah. I have actual
It's my
little
cousin.
nephew, niece, whatever. Yeah, niece.
Niece.
But I mean, they married brother to sister, just like the king and his wife are brother and sister.
They got to keep the white hair going. You know?
Yeah, they keep the bloodline going, and then after they have to divide it a little bit more once they get down the line. So that's when they marry cousins. After brothers and sisters marry, and then they got to marry their kids to their cousins because you can't marry them again or they're going to get all fucked up. But this is where they begin.
Oh, they brought in some new blood. They brought in some fresh blood.
Well, they got some strong blood.
Yeah.
And then for all good, that'll do. But then they have whatever the Hightower blood technically is, but apparently not weak enough. So this is what I find funny.
And then whatever family the bastard's dad are from.
The Valerian? Yeah. Well, apparently that blood is strong enough that at least one brother has to shave his head so nobody knows who he's from. So the bald one, you saw him shaving his head in this episode.
No, I'm talking about the queen who married the gay dude. And all of her kids.
Rhaenyra.
All her kids were bastards.
Yeah, well, the first three. I forgot the youngest one is.
Yeah.
But she has two with Daemon.
You know, the brown-haired boys.
Yeah. So Daemon has he's got half
twins.
Valerian. He's got half Valerian kids, and then he's got full Targaryen kids with Rhaenyra. So he's got a whole bunch of little baby white hairs running around. So that's how crazy that string of marriages is. So you have the Strongs, which I find that so funny. Their DNA was strong enough to override the Targaryen blood, but it's so funny that the Valerians are so close together that most people who are really strong in Valerian blood keep the white hair even with their dark skin.
Right.
So, but next episode, I don't know if you watched the trailer. At the end of all the new episodes, they show the trailer for the next episode. We finally get to see one of the older, cooler dragons. Hopefully, he actually comes out into the sun. But you get it. So they're finally getting what are called the dragon seeds. That's people of Targaryen blood that are bastards in one way, shape, or form, or family members that were never highborn. Because there are plenty of family members that are just out there that just like don't stay in royalty, don't stay near the crown. So that's what they were looking for. Mm-hmm. That's why that one dude got put up. He said, "Hey, you had a Targaryen like 7 generations
give it a shot."
back.
That didn't work well at all for him.
Nope. But apparently that actually in the book goes far worse.
Really?
They sacrifice a lot of motherfuckers before they find real ones, apparently. Before that happened with Adam, there was a lot of people trying to ride Sea Smoke, not just that one guy. So they only just had the idea, so we'll see. And we'll see. I think they might reorder things from the book because in the book, Jace puts out a call to anybody who might be and everybody shows up.
That's the Master of Whispers?
No, Jace is the oldest son of Rhaenyra.
Okay.
The only strong boy that's still alive. Well, the oldest strong boy, I should say. He's the one who's been going and doing shit. Like he's the one who goes elsewhere. Went up to Winterfell. Went to the Twins to go secure that. So either way, he's the one who suggested we find some dragon seeds, and then he's the one who, in the book, puts out a call for it. People come there. They don't just grab people, you know? So what they might do is after they discover that Adam is Corlys Valerian's son, they probably go, "Oh, why didn't we think of bastards?" And they probably put the call out
So
then.
are we going to have a montage of people?
We
just
will probably have a
burned and
monta-
burned and burned.
No, I doubt they'll do it, but they might.
Yeah, we'll see.
Yeah, that'd be funny.
Just a whole bunch of crispy critters.
Burn, baby, burn. Targaryen Inferno.
Dragon Inferno.
There you go, Dragon Inferno. Better.
Low hanging fruit, buddy.
Yes,
Come
I
on.
went for the wrong low hanging fruit. So if we don't get a montage, we know that we see. So in King's Landing, there's been a couple guys that we've been following. The one guy with the long hair who's got a family with a little girl who's sick. So that's Hugh Hammer. He's a blacksmith.
Yeah, he was one of the guard, and he's like, "No, I'm done until you get a new king."
Yeah. And then there's the other guy who's been like in the bar mostly. So he's also
Yeah, the creepy drunken bastard
yeah. So he's also another one. That's why they keep following those guys.
likes to run his mouth.
He does.
Sure as hell does.
Yes. So they're gonna eventually end up at Dragonstone in the next episode.
They gonna get burned.
No, those guys don't.
Shut up!
Spoilers.
Shut up!
I just won't tell you where they end up. They just are Dragon Seed. Why else? We're just gonna follow these guys.
Well,
But they're definitely gonna die.
They're on the ground, covered in fire, screaming.
No. But the cool thing is that
That's half the people in that fucking.
well, one of these guys and or gals ends up on. Well, several of the people end up on dragons we've not seen yet. So we get a teaser to one dragon in this episode. Remember when they're walking through the field and all of a sudden they see all the burned sheep and the burned ground? That's a dragon we haven't. That's a wild dragon we haven't seen yet.
Oh, nice.
That's called Sheep Stealer, hence all the sheep. So that's a good one. That's a good sized dragon that doesn't belong to anybody. Then there's Vermithor, which is we've seen him once, and that was at the end of season 1, where you see Daemon walking into a dark cave singing with the torch. And then that's Vermithor. That's the previous king, the previous king's dragon, who's been unridden since. He's a big motherfucker. So, and then the other one we haven't seen is Silverwing, which belonged to one of the previous Targaryen queens and hasn't been ridden ever since.
Also, there's a lot of
There's
dragons just
there's
benched.
there's like 9 dragons on Dragonstone alone. Most of them just without riders.
So if they could field them, they'd take a massive
Exactly. That's what Daemon talked about in the first episode right before the war began.
advantage. Even if they don't know what they're doing, just their presence.
They can
alone.
learn fast enough. The good thing is you have experienced dragon riders to teach them how to fucking ride a dragon.
Yeah.
At least effectively. Teach them Targaryen to give them orders. As long as they accept you, they'll follow what you fucking do.
Now, that was a good episode when Dragon claimed Vagar.
Dragon's not a name. Aemond is a name.
Aemond.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Aemond.
But anyhow,
Yeah.
when he claimed him, that whole learning to fly,
Yeah.
whole sequence, that was really good.
Yes. But also at night for no reason. But yeah, fucking Vagar just laying on the fucking beach, just like just big gigantic fucking thing laying on the beach.
I have you
Now,
lay here.
do you remember, like, so before that, you only saw Vagar twice, and that was with the previous rider, which was Daemon's other wife, who had the long white hair. That was Bela. So that was Corlys Valerian's daughter.
Yep.
So she died because she was stuck in childbirth and couldn't get the baby out and was dying.
I was going to touch on that. That was
rough.
rough.
And it's actually more rough in the book.
Basically begged her dragon to.
Literally.
Yeah.
She ran out to Vagar, yelled Dracarys, and Vagar's like,
No.
okay.
No.
No. Vagar was like, okay. Because Vagar don't give a fuck.
It took her 3 or 4 times of ordering that for it to
I
finally
guess,
happen.
but like for the most
No,
part,
he was
Vagar
hesitant.
doesn't care.
He was hesitant at first.
Yeah, Vagar doesn't give a fuck because Vagar's been around so
But then
long
after
and
the
just
4th
wants to
time,
die.
she basically went, okay.
Yeah. So look at it this way: there were 3 main dragons that came to Westeros, possibly 4, but only 3 were ridden. It was Balerion, Vagar, and I think no, that's the other guy. I can't remember the other one's name off the top of my head because I have the new dragon we haven't seen yet off to the side. It's
That's
stuck
the
in my
wolf's
brain.
girdle, right?
What?
Making them.
I don't know what you're saying. No, there was because it was the 3 Targaryen dragons that came here. So Vagar is old as balls, like was already old before coming to Westeros. That was like 1,000 years ago,
Well,
quote unquote.
Even at where we left off, he was a power in his own right.
She is the oldest and most powerful dragon currently because the other ones are untamed or unused. So
Or small.
yes, but I'm saying the other most powerful ones. So if you gain any 2 or 3 against Vhagar, odds are
Possibly.
they'll kill. No, they can outnumber her. All you gotta do is tear up her wings, and she's done.
True.
Go to the fucking ground, she's done. She's too old and too slow. But in the air and any sneak advantage out in the open, she's gonna get fucked.
She's essentially a giant crocodile.
Yeah, exactly. Hiding in the clouds or hiding behind a fucking castle on a cliff. Like, I'm sorry, fucking Rhaenys should not have flown towards any cover. She should have flown way out into the open and forced him to come after her.
Right.
It's like she went back to that battle because she's a badass, and at that point probably was pretty sure she was going to die. But at that point, she should have just been like, okay. It's like they knew more than likely how the kid died before. Vhagar's been around so long, they should know how she attacks. It's like she would be using any kind of cover. I'd have been like, nope, I'm flying way the fuck over here, and you got to come to me, bitch. I'm going to fucking camp spawn this shit. You can't sneak up on me. Just stay away from anybody with bows and arrows, and if they have any of the fucking scorpions, just stay out of range and wait for Vhagar to come after you. Because originally Vhagar was hiding in the trees, in a clearing.
See, I don't think he would have come into an open fight.
I think that, well, this is the thing. The first time when he kills Lucerys, the little kid, that was the dragons going off on their own.
Yeah, chomp, chomp, drop.
No, he had no control. He was pursuing him at first, but at the end, he didn't want Vhagar to do what was going on, and Arax wasn't listening to Luke because Luke was too young and too inexperienced, so they're just going on instinct. I want to kill the little thing. It annoyed me.
Right.
Because remember, at one point, he hit her with fire, and she's like, fuck you, and just said, nope, it's mine now. And that's when, at that point, Aemond is along for the ride, not really even commanding the dragon anymore. Also, how the fuck do you command something that is literally 15 times your size?
Right.
In weight is even beyond that.
But you can ask it. That's about
that's
about
literally
all they do is they ask.
Yeah. And they sort of move the big ass saddle, and they have little ropes they pull here and there where they go tap on the giant fucking monster. At least like some of them are reasonable size, so it's like, okay, it's like 3 times a horse.
You're right.
Right. I mean, like, and then even what's her face? I forgot which one she is. One of the daughters of Aemon. We saw her on her dragon, like the kind of the gray stripy one, and that one was no bigger than a battle horse, or war horse, according to the lyric. And roughly, yeah. I mean, like, it's perfect for like a small-ish woman to be riding.
It's called, what I'd call a scout.
Now, if you have like 5 of those at once versus Vhagar's not going to be able to kill it. Unless you can, because you can stay behind her, just keep torching her until she goes down. Much like How to Train Your Dragon, when they fought the Red Death, what did he do? He just put a whole bunch of fucking holes in its wings, and when it tried to get away, its wings shredded and it fell to the ground and died.
Yep.
It's like, you can do the same thing with another fucking giant dragon. Or, I don't know, kill the small fleshy thing on its back that's not fireproof. Well, you hope anyways, because apparently not all Targaryens are fireproof.
Then you still got to mess with a pissed off dragon without a rider.
Maybe, but at that point, even stupider, because you don't have another set of eyes looking around to tell you which way to go.
I don't know. It seems half the time with these
It's like-
riders, the riders get in the way of the dragons.
Sometimes.
They're really making them make poor decisions.
But that's a good dragon that goes with the rider, even if it knows better.
Yeah. I don't know. It's a difference between like a mule and a pack horse.
Yeah.
A mule's going to make its own decisions and do what it has to do to protect itself.
Because it's a jackass.
I prefer a mule.
Yeah.
But whereas a horse will do whatever you tell it to and run headlong into a tree or slip off the side of a hill.
Yeah. Well, if Daemon and Rhaenys attacked Vhagar together, they would have beat her. Without a doubt. 2 incredibly strong and seasoned warriors on 2 incredibly strong seasoned dragons absolutely would have killed Vhagar. No doubt. That's why the story had to split them up. Because that's why they wouldn't attack Dragonstone with Vhagar. Because, like, no. it's like one, we have 1 dragon at best. We have a secondary dragon with a dipshit rider, but he needs to stay being the king until he doesn't. But see, that's the other reason why Rhaenyra, like, why they showed her deciding to not go into battle, is like, oh, look, we literally proved why the fucking ruler shouldn't be riding their dragon into battle.
And she's champing at the bit.
She wants to go fight.
Go battle so hard.
And I doubt she even could, to be told. She'd probably be in the
And yes,
exact
that's
same
the
boat.
correct use of that phrase.
Yes.
Yeah.
But she would probably have the exact same experience.
Yeah.
Even though she's a little older, she's never fought anybody on a fucking dragon. Her dragon was raised with her.
Mm-hmm.
That's the difference. So Vhagar, incredibly old. Not even in her first fucking country. Not even her 1500th fucking dragon battle. Who knows? Sunfire, fucking dragon raised in the castle, barely fucking done anything with a dipshit rider. Cyrax, a little bit older. I think Cyrax wasn't born for Rhaenyra, but was young-ish. I don't think Cyrax is her, or she's not Cyrax's first person. I don't think. I could be wrong. But everybody else's dragons are way older, way more experienced. Oh, and then I didn't even get to the one that somehow will get tamed, but we haven't seen at all, or it hasn't even been referred to yet.
We've seen glowing eyes and a little bit of fire.
Yes. So there's one that they haven't shown at all or referred to yet, and I can't wait till they get to it because they better do it fucking justice. And that's the cannibal. It's apparently the biggest, oldest dragon on Dragonstone that nobody fucking bothers with. And they call it the cannibal for a reason.
Yep.
It tends to eat other dragons. So, I mean, if and when they manage to get somebody on the back of that motherfucker, it'll probably be one of the strongest things on their side. Because even at best, the greens had 3 dragons and the blacks had 6. Now they have less.
See, they go back and forth so much in that show that I'm having a hard time figuring out who I'm pulling for.
You should be pulling for the people who don't want the war to happen.
But that's everybody. It's inevitable.
Yeah, but I mean, like, we all know. But the problem is that Alicent was in the wrong place at the wrong time.
Well, and yeah, she is the pretender to.
Alicent is the one who fucked everything up. 100% fucked it all up. Because she went in to visit Viserys. He thought he was talking to Rhaenyra. At that point, he couldn't see anymore.
Right.
He thought he's talking to Rhaenyra.
And he said, "Don't let
well,
blank ascend the throne."
No, she mentioned Rhaenyra. Then she said Aegon's dream. Because once again, he's in a delusional state.
Yeah,
and
he was talking about the one child born that
the Song of Ice and Fire. This is why you can't name people the same name as other people. Because Aegon II is a fucking moron.
Well, but Jeff the Conqueror doesn't roll off the tongue.
Well, they don't have Jeffs. They have Joffs.
Of Joff, but still.
Well, we have a Joffrey. There is one of their kids is named Joffrey.
There's a Joffrey.
There is a Joffrey, not related.
Who cooked you? Who kicked your ass? Joffrey?
Yeah, some kid named Joffrey. Well, and then I'm sure that kid's going to die soon eventually. They all die at some point, right?
Yeah, by poison or whatever.
So here's the thing. Not a lot of people make it out of this story, but things do have to continue in the future.
People keep dying. I mean, left and right.
But we know the Targaryen line continues with one side or the other. And actually, in season 1 or 2 of Game of Thrones, we get spoilers for the end of this show.
Actually, yeah, we do.
Yeah. They straight up tell you where someone dies. I'm not going to say out loud for those who don't want that spoiler, but they do tell you that. So, just because things go a certain way with this show doesn't mean they end well for whoever wins. Because regardless, a lot of fucking people die. Most of the dragons end up gone effectively.
I think their point is to end every season where nothing's going well for anybody.
True.
Because that's one of the surefire signs of a, proper and well done negotiation is if everybody leaves a little pissed off.
Well, no, everybody should be happy. Not everybody should be pissed off.
Well, no, if one person's happy,
maybe your
that means someone else
negotiations
is pissed.
Your negotiations, everyone leaves pissed.
When you negotiate, you want to be fair and equitable. And if everybody leaves just a little bit irritated, that means it was fair.
Maybe. But you shouldn't be losing children right and left. Or your favorite riders or your biggest weapons.
Keep them off dragons and out of fights.
It's supposed to keep them
when
off.
dragons
We're not supposed to be fighting with dragons. The dragons were supposed to be there as
mutually assured destruction.
Yeah. That was the point. But also,
But it's gone now.
but we've had very few Targaryen feuds like this in the history of Westeros. There was this, and there's like the Blackfyre Rebellion, which also didn't go very well for those people, which I don't remember is before or after this. I can't remember. But it's also very similar. Like, one chunk of the Targaryens are like, nope, I get the throne. Nope, I get the throne. Well, here we go. But I think that one was also fought with dragons, and after this, dragons kind of ceased to exist. That's why it's called the Dance of the Dragons. Most of them end up dead after this, or only new ones remain, because we know that by the end of Game of Thrones, or I'm sorry, by the beginning of Game of Thrones, they're talking about the last dragon alive was barely bigger than a house cat,
Right.
when it died. So they stopped letting anybody ride them, and they basically kept them in what was left of the dragon pits. So
as reptiles do, they can only grow to accommodate their enclosure.
and then if they're not bonded to anyone,
They die.
They die effectively alone, especially if they're that small and defenseless. So that's why whenever they have the skull of Balerion in the fucking... By the way, they never really talk about it that much at all in Game of Thrones. That is Balerion the Black Dread's
Well, they
skull.
show it enough, and it was talked about enough in Game of Thrones.
And they rarely mention it, though.
But they assume
Yeah.
that people that are watching House of Dragons have watched Game of Thrones.
Well, now they do.
and
I'm talking-
have a working knowledge of what was going on before.
Yeah, but I'm talking about back when Game of Thrones was on and we had no vision of House of the Dragons. You literally have the skull of the greatest dragon ever just chilling in the Red Keep, and they barely ever address it until I think Tyrion goes down there and starts talking about dragons.
Well, at that point, it had been there for so long and had been a fixture for so many generations that it wasn't a big deal anymore. It wasn't worth talking about because it was old news.
Some people didn't know about it.
Yeah.
Because it was in the basement, in some secret tunnels areas.
And how many people get down to the basement of a castle,
Enough. Too many. The rat catchers.
Well, 2 people showed up to die. I know that much.
Exactly. Unfortunately.
That whole rat catcher episode was rough.
Yeah. The blood and cheese episode.
Yeah.
And the one after it. Yep. But then, what was the other thing I was going to say? Oh, so we see them carting Meleese's head through the streets, which they thought was a good idea. Nope.
Yeah, that kind of instigated a little bit of rebellion.
This is how you know the people in charge are fucking morons. That'd be like us carting like an F-35 burnt up carcass of a fighter jet through the streets and be like, hey, we shot this down. It's like, isn't that like our strongest fighter jet?
Right.
And we were told it's the greatest plane ever in existence. And you're carting it through the streets saying it was a great thing that we shot this down?
So they can be defeated.
Exactly. And that was the stupidest fucking thing. It's like, when you tell your people that you're a god.
They literally said they're not but flesh and blood.
Yeah. And it literally was like, hey, you probably shouldn't tell the people you're not gods.
Right.
Whoops. But also, I think at that point, it limits people's perception of the dragons again because...
Well, they did so much with the psyops in the series.
Yeah.
That was one of the ways they screwed up. But at the same time, the blacks started sending over those...
sent over that one chick as a spy.
And then the unmanned
And then they
vessels.
sent food. I knew that's what was going to happen.
Dude, that turned people so fast.
But here's the other thing about that we're just glossing over. The riot in the streets of people trying to get to the food.
Yes.
So
that was part of the plan, too. That was discourse and chaos.
Yeah, but he probably killed some people.
Collateral damage?
Yeah. But then also everybody going after the queens by chance. It's like, when that guy said, we got to get you out of here, it's like, you mean out of the gigantic secured building? Maybe we should have left them in the sept where nobody knew they were. Your idea, let's drag the queens into the street and try to get them to the fucking cart.
Yeah, in the wheelhouse.
Yeah.
And I was sitting there, wheelhouse? What's... You mean a buggy with a roof? That's a wheelhouse.
I don't know why they said wheelhouse. I don't even know if that was right. I never heard of it referred to as that. But wheelhouse, actually, it's a house on wheels.
It is a wheelhouse.
I mean, yeah, that's in my wheelhouse. Huh. Did we just like find the etymology of this word?
You did.
Maybe. So that was a really fucking. Well, we already know at this point the White Cloaks are fucking idiots because we know that Aegon got rid of the good ones and fucking
and
brought in
basically
morons.
replaced him with his buddies.
Yeah, except for that one dude
Idiot
who's been guarding the queen.
sycophants, yeah.
Yeah, the one guy's been guarding the queen for a while, so he's not a total moron, but everyone else is.
Now, whose dad is he?
Nobody's. But also the whole thing with her and Kristen Cole, like where he turned on them, and like everybody's turned on Alicent.
Yeah, where he basically
What?
he turned his back on blonde chick.
Initially.
Yes, and it was basically forced to work for
So
the other
yeah.
queen.
So Kristen Cole basically took Rhaenyra's virginity.
Yeah.
Basically. Well, in theory. There's thoughts that she probably slept with somebody else before that, but either way. Effectively slept with her first. And she was given milk of the poppy. It's like he can't impregnate anybody. It's fucking bullshit. Or not milk of the poppy, whatever what do we call it?
Plan B.
Plan T. They call it Plan T.
Or is it Plan M?
No, it's Plan T because it's a T.
I was thinking medieval.
No, Plan T. It's a joke. Either way. So he fucks Rhaenyra way back in the day. Then she goes off to go do whatever. And then she gets named Hand of the King, or she gets named.
Well, before that, Crispin completely confesses.
Kristen. Yeah, that was the problem. Yeah, he shouldn't have done that.
Well, and then what's her name basically conscripts him, saying, "Okay, you're my guard now."
Yeah, you're mine. After the fact, she said
Yeah.
that. Yeah. So when the split happened, he turned on Rhaenyra because she wouldn't take him with her. She's like, I gotta go marry Laenor. I know I've been fucking you for a while, but I gotta marry him. I gotta stay true to him. And he's like, well, fuck you then. And he's like, well, what do you want me to do? I gotta be a good queen. And he's like, well, I want you to keep letting me dick you down when your gay husband isn't gonna do anything. And then she goes with just very
Then she basically
nonchalantly.
went, "No, I got another guy for that."
And then I got the big strong guy, literally, who is apparently not fireproof. We know that his kids are not fireproof.
Nope.
Like they said in the season 2. Well, that was the first fire in Harrenhal, which is mostly made of rain and stone.
Then we have trouble
That's
lighting
weird.
the hearth in winter.
It's actually a pain in the dick to even light any firewood, but somehow we had a fire in this building. Weird that. But yeah, I love that where they're just like, fuck this guy. And then Clubfoot over there stole all the fucking money so nobody could ever fund Harrenhal properly ever again.
Right. Even though Dragon's trying.
Damon.
Damon.
There's no one named Dragon.
Well, there will be.
No, there literally won't. Drogon, which is a dragon, is the only one that has a close enough name. Damon and Aemond.
Okay, let me preface this by I give a shit.
You should give a shit.
And keep correcting me because it's going to entertain me at least.
No. Just at least say something that's close. Like Dragon's not even close to a name of anyone in the show.
Tiger Woods.
No, you're crossing over. You're going with the other little white-haired boy.
Whatever.
Draco. You're like Draco Malfoy, who was clearly a Targaryen. But except for Harry is the only one who rode a dragon.
Right.
Fuck Draco. His name. Damn. Yeah, the Harry Potter is actually just the future of Game of Thrones. That's how it all happened in the first place. That's why you get the white hairs. That's why you get the dragons. That's why you get fucking the secret castles and all that shit. Either way. What was the last thing I was
and all
going
the
to say?
hoodoo they're slinging.
Yeah, hoodoo. Yep, indeed. Oh my God, where's the Louisiana fucking witches?
The school.
The school in the swamps of
I
Louisiana.
shed it's dueling.
Yeah. Expelliarmus.
Oh, hell no.
Yeah. No. Okay. So, is there anything else with this? Where did we leave off? And okay, so we left off with the one dude gets on Sea Smoke and
Gone.
it's basically being taken for a ride at this point. So Rhaenyra goes after him.
Yep.
To go confront him, which apparently was never in the books. So apparently it didn't just happen like that in the book.
Yeah,
He tried out.
Blonde queen jumps on dragon
She's
and
not
goes
even
to
blonde. She's white-haired.
blonde.
No, it's white.
white-haired,
It's white.
whatever.
Silver hair. It's like, that's why you can never tell when a Targaryen gets old. Their hair doesn't change color.
Her name is Dragon Potter.
I hate everything. I hate everything so much. Oh, and apparently now she's gay.
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah.
Oh, I was like, do it.
I had a feeling they were going there. It's like, yeah, let's go with the chick who was clearly like a spying whore Yeah, you don't want that person in your fucking bedroom, dumbass. Oh, what about the twins who had to fight each other to the death? The one twin who was with Rhaenyra and the other twin who was with the other guy. You remember that? It was early. It was like season 2 or episode 2 of this season. There were twin brothers, both knights, both white cloaks.
Oh yeah, that was great.
Where they had to fight to death and you didn't know which one was which.
One turned on the one queen and one stayed with the other.
Yeah.
And he basically acted as his brother in the Night's Watch to gain access.
Yeah. He snuck in. And you want to get real confusing with names? So they're twins, right?
During that whole fight, all I could see was 3 Spider-Men pointing at each other.
Yeah. So here's the thing. Those are the actors are twins.
Mm-hmm.
The characters are twins. You want to get real confusing? One's name is Eric and the other one's name is Ark.
Eric and Ark.
Yeah. And nobody knows which one's which. Only they do.
Nice.
Because even they would switch places in their duties as a King's Watch or whatever.
Yeah.
So they're
and I'm sure they do it on set and everywhere in real
probably
life just to fuck with people.
But I'm saying like the characters would switch.
Yeah.
But then also they were like following. I think they were following Aegon to go see where he was fucking around, and that's why Aegon has little bastard babies in King's Landing. So even if his technically his oldest child is a bastard.
I was disappointed that the fact that the queen would sit there and cower in a corner and watch someone else fight for her life instead of picking up a sword and jumping
She
in.
was never trained to use a sword.
Well, she was holding one in the same episode.
No, well, she picked one up, but she's never been trained to use it. She was trained to be a queen. Queens don't learn that shit.
Well, I bet you the White Worm's going to end up training her.
I doubt it.
Really?
I doubt it.
Because she needs training.
She needs to learn how to use a dragon, not a sword.
Both.
Nope. Swords only. She's not supposed to ever get to a point where somebody's coming at her with a sword.
Well, and no one else wants to let her get to a point where she's going at someone with a dragon.
Yeah, eventually they're not going to have a choice.
I mean, that is screwing her up so bad.
Yeah. Well, she was meant to be queen, never meant to see battle. She was never meant to be going to war with her own family. With her own brothers. Don't forget that. These are her brothers.
But I get her frustration. That's a lot of futile effort and a lot of training and a lot of preparation.
Yeah.
Just to sit there and do nothing.
Yeah.
That,
and then to have every decision you make be questioned.
By everyone else
and
around.
then everyone else stab you in the back by doing shit behind. Even her own son did shit behind her back, and she's like, well, technically that was good for us. Unlike what Damon did, and then Damon's just like, my ears are burning.
Removed his mom from the council.
Yeah. Well, Damon...
Bad Damon.
No, Damon sent the guy to kill the baby by accident.
By accident?
He wasn't supposed to kill the baby. He's supposed to kill One-Eyed Willie. He did. He's just like, fuck it. One's better. One is as good as the other. It's like, no, that's not.
He didn't send. He said a male heir.
No, he said kill the one with the long white hair and one eye.
Well, and then he went son for son. I guess it's good enough.
Yeah, he's like, well,
that poor retarded slow girl.
Don't make fun of Helena.
Bitch, be dumb.
No, she's not dumb. She just doesn't know which reality she's in. You know how you're always like, when am I?
Yeah.
She's the same.
She doesn't know who am I?
Because she's basically cursed with sight, but has no ability to control it. That's why she predicted so many things that were going to happen.
Uh-huh.
The beast beneath the boards, and then the fucking dragon rips up through the floor.
That was a cool scene.
Yes. And then
why she didn't just Dracarys
she mentioned
and torch everyone.
So she saw, because
it would have been over.
It would have been over. Yeah, it absolutely would have. But she said, "Nope, that's Rhaenyra to do, not me." And she's like, "Fuck it, I'm just gonna go choose."
She was right there. That dragon had the inhale, was ready to go.
Do you know why she didn't do it in the moment?
She's a pussy.
No, she decided to just go home and get out of the war. Rhaenyra talked her into fighting.
Like that worked so fucking well.
Yeah, Rhaenyra talked her into fighting and bringing in Corlys. So Corlys is nearly dead at this point. So that's one reason why she left. But she's all like, well, I don't want to fight with these fucks. Like, I mean, on their side. I'm not going to fight with these idiots. But I don't really want to fight for you either. It's like, I wanted to just have a cool fucking life because you people wouldn't let me be queen.
For real.
And now I'm just going to take my dragon and fucking leave while you're closing the door. That's the other thing. Sure. Killed the newly minted king and the entire royal court right there on top of the dragon pit, full of soldiers that want to kill you, and they're closing the doors. Like the doors that are meant to keep in dragons.
Right.
So probably not a good plan to torch everything because you needed to be seen as the good guys. Torching a lot of innocents, you're not going to win any hearts that way.
Right.
Ask Daenerys about that one.
Well, it's the whole, all I wanted to do was leave.
Yeah.
Y'all were in my way. It's your fault you're dead.
Yeah, but the door was behind her. But that's also like when Daemon, I know we talked about literally House of Dragons for about 50 minutes here, but when Daemon was trying to negotiate with the fucking Blackwoods and the Brackens, and they're like standing there, they're like on their horses, and he's on the dragon, trying to negotiate from a point of strength, and then he literally lets them walk away, but they get that shot of the guy on the horse, and then the dragon's head lowers behind him.
Right.
It's just like, please do it. Just fucking
Right.
Do it. But actually,
do it.
But here's the thing: when he talked to the other dude, and he's like, "Well, you don't have to win by going into battle in a field. You can just prey on the weaknesses that men have." And the guy's like, "I get you." And then once again, Daemon finds out later, I really got to stop giving people vague instructions. He's like, well, now I just turned the entire Riverlands against me by killing, or at least capturing, women and children on behalf of this. I was like, God damn it. Why does everyone go for the women and children? I meant whores. Why didn't I just say use whores? Daemon's face is the, God damn it. They fucked it up again. But also, he kind of gave that instruction after he's been going through like 2 or 3 weeks of fucking mental torture in this fucking castle. It's like, hey, why would you keep sleeping in the place that's giving you insane nightmares? I would pitch a fucking tent by the dragon. I'd be like, nope, I'm just going to sleep with my dragon. If anybody tries to fuck with me, the dragon's going to eat him.
Right.
It's like, yeah, no, I'm going to hang out over there. The big leathery thing that likes me. Because it has, goddamn, the sound that Caraxes makes is crazy. Because the guys who created him literally said they wanted him to sound like he had a deviated septum. And that's what he sounds like. You know, the way he kind of screeches and snorts. It's like, and his neck is like so fucking long that his vocal cords are long and weird. So that's why he sounds the way he does versus the other dragons. So very interesting. Even Vhagar sounds different compared to the other ones. You know, the sound design on the show is
They've
fucking
done
ridiculous.
a good job.
Dude, like whenever he's walking through the castle and it's raining as fuck, like when he first lands and it's the middle of a storm and he's walking through the castle trying to find somebody to stab and there's nobody to fuck around, the sound design, just like if you had earbuds in or you had the good surround sound, it literally sounds like rain is happening all around you. It was just like, and that was right before the hurricane when I watched that, so it was just like kind of reliving it again. So either way, I like the show. I'm glad you're caught up on it finally, but now watching it week to week might make it easier to remember shit.
Yeah, I'm finally caught up on just about everything you were mentioning about.
What I'm not sure about, we should have 3 episodes left, I think, unless they're going to do 8 episodes this season, which will fuck things up.
Well, they did 10 in the last one.
Yes, but they had far more CG in this one.
True.
They have a lot more dragons to pay for. So anytime they have a lot of dragon to pay for, they do that shit. And a couple good big battles that require a lot of CG. Also, I love that Kristen Cole basically missed the whole fucking battle at Rook's Rest because he got knocked the fuck out. And then he wakes up just in time to barely save Aegon's life from his brother. And so I like that scene looked so weird because he yelled out at Aemond because he clearly looked like he was about to go stab his brother to death. He yelled out after him after he put his sword away. So that was a weird shot. He was walking towards his brother and putting his sword away. Like, did he have to kill some people to get there? Like, why did he have his sword out and then put it away if he's planning on killing
He
Aegon?
probably had it out as a precaution because no telling who was behind him, around him.
Nobody, because that's where the dragon crashed. And we see when dragons crash, they make fire.
Well, still, at the
That's
same
why-
time, when the dragon went down, everybody started running toward him.
In theory, anyone who could see where it went.
Yeah.
Most of them were trying to deal with the fact that they were on fire from Melees. And then so Vhagar crashed in the middle of the fucking field, probably crushing a lot of people, then took off, and then once again a few fiery passes, and then when Melees crashed and exploded on the castle, more dead peoples. So, I mean, and then when Sunfire crashed, you see a giant fireball even though it didn't explode.
Yeah.
technically speaking. But I love that they're just like, yeah, we left the dragon back there. We couldn't bring it back. It's too fucking heavy. It's like, so in the book, they just leave like 5 guides to guard it and feed it, and it just basically stays there,
Right.
for the most part. And it's like, okay, well, that's kind of fucking sad. It's like Aegon's never getting out of his bed again, as far as we know. And then his brother fucking comes in and threatens his fucking life in this one to his face, and you can see he's like, I don't remember. He's like, oh, he definitely fucking remembers.
Oh, that's a good answer. Good answer.
Yeah, good answer. Good answer. Like the fucking Family Feud. Good answer. Good answer. And it's like, yeah, I totally don't remember you torching me on purpose and then coming to stab me. You know? And it's like takes his little kingly ball and he's like shoving it into his fucking
Into the
ribs.
wound. Yeah.
Yeah. It's like, what a dick. He's like basically, I should be the one who rules.
I don't get why they fondle their balls at every meeting like that.
There's some symbolism. I don't think that was in the books. I think they invented it for Game of Thrones and then it carried on in this show. By the way, I don't remember if I mentioned that there is another spinoff coming. It's a kind of an in-between series.
It's a tech show called Game of Drones.
No. It's in between. I think it's in between this and regular Game of Thrones. Like it's somewhere in that gap because there's still like a couple hundred years to go.
Oh shit! So maybe that might show us the
Nope.
the Mad.
No.
No Mad King.
Still prior to that.
I want to see Lannister kill the Mad King.
You won't ever. So what is it called? It's called The Night of the Seven Kingdoms. And so it's one of the King's Knights guarding a young Aegon Targaryen.
See, I wouldn't mind seeing the Hound's Tale from childhood up to where we met him.
Why? You don't need to see what you've already been told. This
it'd be pretty
is
good.
why I hate when people fucking think we need entire stories for that. Like Furiosa. That movie's unnecessary. I don't care if he
never
fucking
watched it. Had no plan on watching.
But you watched Fury Road?
Yeah.
Yeah. We don't need Furiosa's backstory. We get most of her backstory, and we don't need to see it on screen.
Right.
Same thing with any character from Game of Thrones. We don't need to see their backstory unless it was...
Well, I don't know. A book series I'm listening to, we're getting backstories on just about everybody just to fill in slots.
See, we don't need that.
I'm really enjoying it.
We already have a cast of 65 fucking characters. We don't need to have a prequel that has another 70 characters to remember to get to find out one person's backstory.
The way John Conroe's doing it, you get some of their backstory.
That doesn't sound like a real name.
That's his name. It's the author's name.
Okay.
But anyway, he tells the story congruent from that particular character's perspective and what they were doing at the time on up to present time.
Yeah.
You know, where they are in the main story. And I'm enjoying it. It's good. We've got, I think, 4 spinoffs now.
I don't even know
of
what it's
individual. It's essentially like Wolverine Origins.
It's
but for multiple characters in the series.
It sounds more like NCIS.
Well, it's good.
Or CSI. Or just get spinoffs for no reason.
Yeah.
No. By the way, the Jon Snow spinoff canceled. The other Game of Thrones sequel spinoff canceled. So the only one that I know of that's coming is
canceled so far. They may pick it up later.
No, they had already started production and they said, "Nah, fuck
it's
this."
dead.
So we're not getting the Jon Snow sequel series where you get to fucking find out anything about what's supposed to happen to Jon Snow.
That one I would have enjoyed.
Maybe, or it might have been really shitty. Now, if you want to give us something, do what they should have done with Star Wars. Go to an era that we've never seen but we only ever heard of. Which is what the Acolyte was supposed to do, but they just made that up out of whole cloth. There's no reference at all. There are old stories. Go to like Knights of the Old Republic, something like that. That's still canon. Make a series out of something like that. People would love it. With Game of Thrones, go back even farther. Fuck it. You'll have to make up a little bit of it, but there's enough history that George R.R. Martin wrote about Old Valyria and the doom of Old Valyria that led to them coming to Westeros. So start out with seeing the doom of Old Valyria and then go into conquering Westeros. Give us those characters. So we get Targaryens, we get dragons, we get more magic because back then Westeros was a very magical place. You know, all kinds of cool shit back then. That would be a fun show to see. Like, keep doing prequels that give us a setup. We don't have anything past this point, but we have the history written that is all still canon.
Right.
Make that. I don't want to see... maybe show us people sailing to the west. Maybe. Give us fucking Arya going to the west and finding fictional America. or Greenland probably is really
Yeah.
where she would end up, fictional Greenland. So, because this is fictional UK.
Or if she'd go back and finish her training.
Oh, yeah, training where? She killed those people.
Still.
No, she can't go back to the House of Black and White.
Yeah, she can take up the mantle.
No, she's already a faceless woman. She doesn't have to go back. She finished her training. What she didn't do was, well, anything that made sense. So, so what we need to see, so what we need to do is make it from, hey, you're yoinking something somehow. Oh, you yanked the internet cable.
I did.
Yeah, because you just pulled the computer with your last movement. So,
I am getting restless.
yeah, that's fine. We're almost done. So either way, give me another prequel series when this one is done, right? Like, this series has to end either with where that specific thing ended or where a specific character's actual life ends. Like, do a fast forward to that at the end of the series. I mean, they're probably only going to get maybe 5 series out of this before everybody's too old to play their characters anymore. I guess that's good why a lot of them die pretty effectively. So if they're not filming all of them right now, like they need to be filming all of these seasons consecutively, or they're going to age out everybody before they fucking get too old.
Right.
Is like, or before they get to their character
keep
death.
filming and just have it stashed and ready to edit.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Film it all concurrently, and then just do what you got to do. I don't care if it takes 3 years of solid fucking filming. Get as much as you've done, because honestly, they're only going to add 2 or 3 new locations.
Yeah, get the actors paid. Let them take a good break when they're done.
Yeah, and then it's over.
Take a year off, you know?
Fuck it. They can do whatever they want after that. But, I mean, Matt Smith has only done like 2 other things in the interim, one of which I think was The Crown, maybe 1 or 2 other small acting gigs. What's-Her-Face, I don't think is playing isn't doing anything else. Most of the other actors are probably not doing anything but bit roles here and there. But if you're getting paid enough by HBO, stick the fuck around, get it all knocked out, get the entire fucking series knocked out, because we know where it ends. We know who's going to die. We know where it's going to go. Set it all up. And if you need any reshoots for whichever shit you need, you've got everybody still around, and they're not that old in comparison. So you can't go so far ahead that when you do a reshoot, it's 2 years out. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that's the only reason they can't do it too far ahead. But either way, that's enough dragon talk. I think I got to go to the bathroom, and Jeff needs to go wherever Jeff goes when he leaves here.
Probably go eat. I haven't eaten since yesterday.
Yeah. I figured he should have grabbed some food. You had time.
I woke up late.
No, we shouldn't have woken up late.
I'm sorry. I went to bed at 7.
Okay, well, try harder next time. Start eating dinner before bed. Eat breakfast before bed.
No, it gets in the way of my fasting.
No, it doesn't, because then you will be fasting
But
for longer.
But I will have started fasting at 2 a.m. that morning.
Yes, but then your new fast is when you go to sleep.
But then I'll be slim slow, not slim fast.
Well, about that. As you said, you haven't gained or lost weight.
Nope, and I haven't been trying either, so that's a good thing.
My pants are losing, or not sticking as well as they used to. Because I didn't get to talk about my last week. We just talked about pop culture and shit today. That's
Yep,
fine.
we've been
We're not
busy.
going to get into it, but next episode, maybe we'll double up this week if we got time.
We might.
Yeah, we might be able to slap together another. I do have to go help my mom with one thing this week.
I wouldn't mind getting ahead. Just have one on the can.
Just have one ahead, just so we can get up one again. That way I can make promos. Make promos further out in advance.
There you go.
Which there's no funny stuff in this episode, so I can't make anything.
Really not. This is a boring episode.
It's
Sorry,
pretty boring.
guys.
Sorry, guys.
I don't have dildo stories today.
Today. And we already talked about the fake penis and the fake presidency. I mean, queenship, whatever.
So the fake penis?
Yeah, yes. So either way, guys, make sure you do the like and subscribe thing. Go check out the past episodes if you haven't. There's literally 100+ old episodes, because I broke down a lot of other
No,
episodes.
there's now 102.
No, there's more than that, because I have extras.
Oh, you do have extras.
Yeah, because I used to break.
Alcohol tastings, all that fun stuff.
Not even that. I have literal extra episodes, because I used to trim out when episodes went long. I broke stuff down to save time. I used to not let these episodes get over like 2 hours and 15 minutes, and I would break it down. That got too much to edit, and the episode numbers got really confusing.
Yeah, apathy got a hold of you.
Well, that and when I did an upload, it's like, okay, which episode technically is this? Okay, so we have 130 actual episodes, but numbered episodes only have 102. See the problem?
Yep.
Yeah. So either way, like, subscribe, like I said. And, of course, if you want to write into the show with any questions, comments, or whatnot, you can do so at the email at NowYouMadeItAwkwardMail@gmail.com, which I didn't say this time, which left me feeling funny. And, of course, you can send in messages to the Facebook. Or if you're already following the Facebook, you can email from the Facebook. It's a little thingy. That's why you can't message as easy, because it's set up to do the email.
Right.
And I can't undo that. It's like, hey, how do you want them to connect with you? This. And it's like...
Well, hit your drop-down menu, find the thing that says messages.
Yeah,
hit it, and either type to us or talk to us.
Try harder.
We'd be happy to hear from you in person.
Either way.
Voice messages would be great.
I'll say in person, they'd have to be here.
Okay, not in vitro.
Messages.
Yes, that.
Voice messages. Actually, one of these episodes I need to get Louis here, because he's been talking about coming over. We just haven't gotten his work's been crazy. Then he went on vacation, and then this other thing.
We'll make it happen, Captain.
Oh, also, I want to say a slightly belated birthday to Charlie, who has helped me out and helped Jessica out, and vice versa repeatedly. His birthday was yesterday.
Happy birthday,
and
you.
he's going on a nice European trip. He's been saving up money. He's going out of the country at the weirdest possible time, but I hope he has fun.
Yeah, going out of the country, yeah.
Yep. So, he's going over to Europe. He's going to go
European.
tour Europe. Yeah, he's literally going to go tour all the cool old cities of Europe.
Over in Europe.
Europe. Yep, he's going to Europe. So, either way, shout out to Charlie. Happy late birthday.
Have a good time, buddy. Be safe.
Yes. He won't see this, but yes, either way. Y'all know. Y'all will know.
You know we said nice things.
I said nice thing about Charlie.
We not bad.
No. Also, happy belated birthday to my cousin Charlie's wife. We went to their birthday this past weekend. So shout out to Lacey and her unnumbered birthday. Because at a certain time we stopped saying how many.
She's 29. How many years now?
She's been, well, Jessica this year will be 35 for the fifth time.
Yep.
Her 35th birthday. Either way, guys, with that. Okay, bye.
Okay, bye.